What's going on, traders? How we doing? Good morning to you. Are you guys ready to get back after this market? I'll tell you what, guys, started Monday off with a little bit of a battle. Was down about 280s, 290s, and guess what? Battled back, guys. The VIXY coming through again. That's why I put it on the playbook, guys. I've just been able to nail the VIXY. I'm literally 7 out of 8 in the last trades on the VIXY, and I'm looking to continue riding that momentum. Let's get to today's playbook. Take a look at what we might be able to trade today. And like always, guys, if you got something you want to add on the playbook, throw it up in the chat. I'll make sure to catch it. Let's get to today. All right, first up, guys, we'll talk a little bit about Goldman sucks, as I'm looking to see that the financials really start to finally break, right? They did make a bounce back, but now I'm looking for that second wave of downside action, right? We got this in 3 days last time. Right, it does climb back there, rejects to go above that resistance, which I think is very vital. Around the 511, we rejected, came back down through the 500. Now we've been rejecting to get back up into the 500, and at this point, I'm looking for a rejection in the 490s even, just to see this finally get the takedown. I think we need to be watching the trend line here, of course, this approach right now. You got the 4 rejections. So if anything, you might get a small pop, but I'm looking for that small pop to get rejected right back down through the 480s today. So we'll be watching for Goldman Sachs to go down there. JPM also expecting that to get the hit there. We'll be watching to see what happens with these. Wells Fargo's already making a lift there. I'll be watching to maybe get after Wells Fargo. If this could get back there towards, let's say, 58 or 59, I feel like I'm almost given a gift if this gets back there. So let's get back to the second one on the playbook today. We'll talk a little bit about the House of Mouse. And yes, there's some mouses here, guys. And I'm looking at the downside action today on this, guys. As I see Disney coming down, and it just doesn't want to pop back above the 92s. And that just tells me all I need to know. Disney does not look like it's coming back to 100 anytime soon. And this is a really negative news for investors in Disney. But to me, it's good news. I could see this coming down a little bit further for a short opportunity, as it's tried to make its way back above the 90s a couple of times and just has failed a bunch of times there. And one of the things that I'm looking at is this little down gap below it where we gapped up. I'm looking to see that we fade right back through that level, and we can be right back at 85s. And the big thing for Disney is that the parks are going to start to see lower numbers. At least that's what I feel, as we've seen Disney start to fade off. And then one of the biggest things that I'm looking at is, well, how will recession concerns affect this stock? As, of course, we get closer towards that talk and that conversation, I think you'll be thinking that the numbers will go down in the park. So it isn't looking good here in the House of Mouse. Let's go to the third one here. We'll talk a little bit about some Hershey's action as we take a look at this one. This is a repeat offender, I'm going to call it here on the playbook, because we've actually taken a look at this trade before, and it's doing really well right now, guys. We were looking at this one multiple times. Let's take a look at the action, see how it's trading. Of course, we drew this one back there on September 5th, guys. And what are we at now, guys? It's September 10th, right? So we started to draw this one right here on this move here at the 198. Now we've broken through that 200, held that 200 yesterday, 198 low. Looking for 200 to hold today, and look to see this start to make its way towards 206 and 210s in play here, guys. And of course, I've talked about Mondelez. This isn't the only one that I've called out in this industry, and you guys can see it. The Halloween trade is on out there. So get your Halloween candy out now, guys, before it's already taken. All right, let's get to it. That's going to do it for today's playbook. And like always, guys, if you guys have anything you want to add to the playbook, catch us on Twitter and go ahead and comment, right? Tell us what plays you guys are looking at. And you guys should be doing a playbook every single day. Just tag us, trade the pool, right? Do your playlist, tag us. I'll make sure to catch some of those tags, put some retweets out there. Like always, guys, we want to give other traders some ideas that we're looking at. And I want to see your next playbook. All right, guys, let's go now to the Sunrise Report. We're going to take a look at some of the action in the market today. It's not a big Sunrise Report, so we're just going to go straight towards kind of more of the action in the stocks. But we'll take a look at what kind of news is out there today. Pretty much one earnings stock. There's another one like ASO, but it's not the biggest day for news. It's going to be more of a day just watching the price action. It's a big day. We got to bounce back yesterday. Will we get another bounce back today, or will it be Wipeout Tuesday? The question's out there. Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? Is it still recovery time, or is it time for the wipeout? All right, let's get to it. Guys, smash the like. All right, traders, let's get to the action and take a look at what's going on in the market today. The first one up, of course, I'm going to talk to you guys about is looking into Oracle, as Oracle reported decent numbers here. Let's take a look at the action and see how it's trading, right? I mean, that's what matters here. You guys can see on the first reaction, it was a nice big pop there towards the 153s, now pretty much going sideways. So this is going to be a big look to watch to see what happens in technology today, because if Oracle just gets whacked, well, nothing that we want to be a part of, right? But the shares are jumping 9% in after hours trading after the company beat the fiscal Q1 estimates. EPS came in at $1.39 versus $1.32 expected, with revenues at $13.31 billion, up 8% year over year. Oracle's cloud infrastructure revenue surged 45%, helping the stock approach a record of 153. Keep your eyes out to see what happens as CEO Safra Catz forecast 8 to 10% growth next quarter, while the company continues to expand its data center footprint and exploring what? Nuclear-powered facilities. Who's been talking about the nuclear-powered facilities? We'll take a look to see if any of those stocks ever get moving. Let's move over now to Baba. Yes, Baba. China up this morning. Baba getting a nice little spike on this news, as Baba is seen to maybe potentially get a nice boost after joining China's Stock Connect program. So essentially opening the door to up to $12 billion in new investments from mainland China. This moves aligns Alibaba with major players like Tencent, and strengthening, of course, its market position. We'll see if it actually gets the love. It did get the pop this morning, but no continuation. So we'll just kind of keep watch to see what happens there in the China names. Last one I'm going to talk to you guys about is Love, as Love gets a little pop, but I mean, hey, it's all about Elliott Investment Management here, taking some change up, and they're looking at Gary Kelly, and they're having him step down next year as the pressure from activists, of course, push on this company. Kelly's a 40-year veteran and announcing his decision following a meeting with Elliott. And this just goes to show me, guys, it's kind of a sad story when a guy that was with the company for 40 years is getting pushed to step down. But of course, this is how it is when you're a public trading company. And for anybody out there, right? Public facing companies are not let's say the grandest for morale. They're definitely been pressured. And that's exactly what I see happened in Boeing and why Boeing's been such a negative, right? It's the pressure that comes down from the leadership that eventually just leaks into a culture of poison. And I think in this situation, Love was a situation where they didn't push so hard on the leadership. So the leadership wasn't stressing so much down. And that's what Elliott wants to change. They want to push on those employees to improve on their performances so that they can go ahead, increase the efficiency and get that money, right? So we'll see what happens here with Love, if they can turn things around. I don't see this company turning things around anytime soon, but that's something that we need to take a look at, and we'll see what happens here in Southwest Airlines. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us on the Sunrise Report today. It's time to kick it to the live trading side of things, guys. Let's see what we can come up today. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. Do me the favor, smash that like, and let's get it started.
Wants 200, baby.
You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. What's going on out there, team? Good morning to you guys. It's good to see you guys out there ready to get into this market and see what we can come up with. Hershey's is finally up a bit. Yeah, it's up. It's a slow mover. It's not going to be something sexy, let's say 30% gain. But can we get 5, 6%? Yeah. We'll see what happens there in that Halloween trade. We'll take a look at the action and we'll look at some of the smaller names. If you guys got a stock that you guys want to take a look at this morning, hey, let me know in the chat. That's what you guys have it for. All right, let's get over. Let's take a look at what's going on right now, as we're seeing multiple stocks kind of get a little lift here this morning as the SPY just takes off to the 548s and a nice little push already in the morning. So going to be looking to see what happens out the gates, right? I think this might just be a short-lived rally, but I think we need to be looking out to see what happens because right now we don't really have the negative news in the market, right? So essentially the negative could be, let's say, a smaller rate cut or maybe even a bigger rate cut. Honestly, it's a little bit of mixed noise out there with analysts and what they're thinking a bigger rate cut could mean or how it could affect the market. Right now, you are starting to climb back, but the big levels to watch for me are 550s, and you're right above you're getting close to that, right? If you take a look at the hourly levels, we did make a nice little push here back towards a trend line. So we need to watch to see if we get a rejection here closer towards like the 549s and 550s. I feel like it's going to be a big spot that we could start to see some rejection come from that. So we'll see what happens here out the gates, guys. Taking a look at the action. Let's go to some of the smaller names really quickly. I saw SMX back down to the 430s. This was one that got a quick little pop, but it was short-lived, and you guys can see the pattern. It's not holding well this morning, so I'm gonna leave that one alone there. BLMZ, also another pattern that's got a nice little pop but not holding well. It didn't seem right for the penny stocks this morning to get the nice lift. It just was struggling all around. So we'll see what happens with these names. VRDN starting to work its way back, but they don't look strong, guys. And Wheeler, yesterday's trade of the day. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say the trade of the day. Trade of the day was VIXI, but Wheeler. We'll see what happens with this one. I was able to make $100 on this one yesterday with only 100 shares. So we'll see. What else can we get there from Wheeler Real Estate Investment Trust? I'll tell you one thing, guys. Really be careful with this name. We've talked about it yesterday of how it has very low float and gets manipulated tons of times, guys. And I just don't want to see traders get run over on that. I'll be watching today to see if ARK can hold on, right? So we'll see what happens there. Will SARK be a trade that we need to be looking at, right? Will Tesla make the up move, guys, today? Or will we get a takedown back through the 210s? I'll tell you one thing. Tesla's chomping all around, and I'm only going to want Tesla towards the end of September. Like, let's say the last week is usually the toughest week in the market, and I'm going to be looking to see if that turns around, if it makes an actual up move. I will say that, guys, seasonality wise, the end of September is actually worse than the beginning of September. So those are all things that we need to be keeping an eye out on. Are you penny guys watching BLMZ? I was watching it earlier, Par. I really didn't like it, but hey, I don't know. Maybe someone in the chat does like it. Smash the like out there, guys. What's going on? What are we doing out there? I see like I got to fix that title, man. That title is way too big. But whatever. We'll be kind of catching that a little bit later today, guys. Smash the like. Let's keep going, guys. Do me the favor, guys. Hit the share. Let's get some more traders in here. Very low amount of traders in here this morning. Not sure why. There's not too many. But hey, wake up out there, traders. Let's get things going here. I'll tell you one thing. I'm ready to make some money. Let's go, team. Wake up out there. It's time to make some money in this market. I'll be watching to see what I can find. Tesla slowly climbing. TSM was a strong name yesterday to keep a watch on, right? It's actually retraced after hours all the way back down to where it came from yesterday, already getting the lift there. Same on NVIDIA. NVIDIA now climbing towards 107. 110s could be rejection areas. So we're going to continue to watch to see if we do get rejection. We'll see what happens in XLF. You guys can see how that's starting to go back there. Goldman Sachs up there to 485. Going to be watching the financials to see if we get some downside in that. All right. Real estate, of course, something to watch for. That's been kind of staying strong. American Tower Corp is one that I watched at 200, and boy, oh boy, this has stayed strong, guys. This is why I tell you guys, sometimes it's not the sexiest names to get these REITs, but look at this trade, guys. We were looking at this back here on when we're looking at it all the way back then on the 6th, on June 5th. And look at it now, guys. It's starting to completely make a nice little breakout towards the 238s. And sometimes REITs, they're not the sexiest. A good move indeed, right? So we'll see what happens with these, if they can keep pushing strong. Utilities have taken a little step back, but caught the 9 EMA yesterday. We'll see if it can take another step up. XLU to 76.68. We'll see. Can it keep climbing? Industrials yesterday definitely taking a little bit of a down step, and I'm watching today to see if they can keep moving. Caterpillar, Deere. Deere was strong yesterday, and slowly but surely making its way into this gap zone, right? Well, not really gap zone, but area that we wanted to see. I actually created this back on August 20th, this box here at the top. And what am I looking? I'm looking to see if Deere would go back to the 400. Right, we're talking back down here when Deere was not in favor, right? So now you're starting to really kind of get that lift. Will we get to the 400? If we can get to the 400, we could start to see a nice pop on Caterpillar. I'll be watching to see what happens there. I've tried to play this multiple times, but I think I need to wait to see Deere take the lead and show me that it wants to make the move. We'll see what happens there with XLI. And just to keep on watch, Lockheed Martin has stayed strong. Defensive area is really, really strong right now. RTX, take a look at those names. Those defensive names really staying strong. All right, we'll see what else is out there, guys. Healthcare bouncing back yesterday. Can Moderna continue going? It had a pretty decent candle type of day. Seemed like some buy program was on. We'll see if this could get back there. Maybe take a step two through the 79. Something to look out for. All right, let's go to the consumer cyclical area and see what's going on there. Of course, when we talk cyclicals, a big area to watch is leisure. Can leisure stay strong, or will we go back to recession concerns, right? And so those are all things that I'm thinking about. How's my Best Buy doing? Looking at Best Buy as I called out for the breakout, but eventually looking to see if this will maybe break down. And of course, took the money and ran yesterday in ANF, guys. Could have maybe stayed in this trade. I'll tell you guys, I just took that money and said, you know what, I'm getting out of this on the swing trade. We'll see what happens with ANF if it can keep going down. Gap was one that I was watching for a while for that 23 break. It's down now to 1985, down about 13-14%. This one was also on the playbook. Another one that I've been looking at is Urban, and that one was on the playbook. Just recently broke down, but it hasn't really made that second move. I'm going to take a look to see if we get that second move here. AEO has broken down to the 19, and this looks like it wants to come right back down, guys. I know this one had its day in the sun because of ANF, but we could see some more destruction come in. On has at the top, right? I'm looking to see what happens today with this, because if retail could take another smackdown, this could be back down to 41. Nike is going to be another area to watch. Will Nike just come back to where it was? Or will it start to catch a little bit of some dip by after a couple of days on the pullback? We'll see what happens there in Nike. Now to throw up some stocks from the chat. What do you guys got out there? What are you taking a look at? BLMZ, hope for a first red day. Get after it. Lewis, go get it, man. Feeling about the semiconductors today? Well, I think it really is all dependent on how the market moves, right? I think we're making recovery moves up, and you got to see those hourly levels to see if the resistance holds, or do we get rejection from those resistance? It's as simple as that, and it's not an easy answer. It's not just, oh, it's coming back down today. No, it is climbing back and it's hitting resistance. Now, the only question is, will that resistance hold as resistance, or will we blow through it and then create support there? All things to think about. All right, guys, let's keep going. Good morning, traders. BLMZ, no, I don't think it's moving off of any news, Mustafa. It's just literally moving because traders are watching it. And a lot of these penny stocks, they don't move because of news. A lot of them move just because it's high short interest, volume starts to move, all types of things, right? So be careful out there. We'll see what happens. But was able to bounce back yesterday, guys, with a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trade in VIXI, guys. And I've been able to nail this multiple times now. Now we're back into the 1280s, guys, right where I sold yesterday, guys. I sold this. I shorted it yesterday, right? You guys remember as we were wrapping up the show, I shorted this into the 1350s and 1360s, eventually getting myself up there towards like 1360s and 1359. Then I took the profits towards 1320s, 1,000 off, and I took another 1,000 off closer towards 1290s. Made about $700 on this trade, and the big part was I just rode it down. So this was very hard to ride down, guys. I was just kind of just moving my stop down. As things came back, I would move the stop 10 cents lower. So once we broke through the 1310s, I had my stop at 1320s. Once we broke through the 13s, I had my stop at 1310s. Once we broke through the 13 there, went down to the 1290s, I had it at 13. Then we went through the 1290s. I went and I had it at the stop at like 1291s, 1295s, and that's when it got me right here on this little pop. Took the money and ran. Eventually, this came back to 1310s and went further in the day, back down to the 1280s, and we're back down toward those levels. So we'll see what happens today. Will we get some more uncertainty to come play in, or will we wash out through the 1250? All levels to be watched. All right, let's keep going, traders. You guys know what you're at. It's Trade the Pool, ready to keep it going, guys. Had a really, really good Monday. Bounced back up 600 in the week, ready to keep going at it. And it's only Tuesday, right? So let's see what we can come up with. I talked about I was trying to size up and take another step up in my trading, right? Now it's time to stay focused, Mitch. Smaller, then bigger. Remember what we talked about yesterday also. And as I take that bigger swing, I need to break even out if it comes back against me. Because it's okay to get back in the trade. It's not okay to lose big. Let's keep that in mind, guys. Let's stay smart out there, traders, and let's get after it. All right, guys, smash the like if you guys are enjoying the stream today, guys. I'm seeing a lower amount of traders today on the stream, so not what I expect, guys. I need you guys to do me the favor, guys. Hit that share button. Share this with your traders out there, especially if you have a Twitter. That's how you guys can keep me on, right? You guys want to keep me on? You guys want to keep me absolutely free? Well, support us here and hit that share button. I need some more traders in here. That's for certain. LUMN. Let's take a look out there, guys. LUMN towards 573s. We'll see what happens there. Can this get back there through 6? One that's definitely just slowly stepping higher, but nothing that I really believe in. We'll see what happens on that one. All right, looking around, guys. ASO did report earnings today, and that's Academy Sports and Outdoors, and it did have a nice little spike down, but now starting to climb back. We'll see if this one can hold. Of course, with the kind of the bullish market today, it's kind of holding in. It did have a spike down, but it climbed right back up there to the 5185s. The only thing, though, is to think about is the guidance on this, right? The guidance really wasn't the best here, guys. The sales came in line. The EPS came in line. Sales missed here. And now we need to take a look to see what happens. If we take a look here at the guidance isn't looking great here. It's actually looking pretty light. And this just show me that there's some dangerous pressures ahead. And the consumer pressures from a tough economy is what they're mentioning in the report. So more concerns that we could see weakness. I think if the market could dump today, ASO could be right back down, even below that 48. So this is an opportunity for me to keep watch on this stock to see if it can break this $51 and then come right back down, right? So I'm going to set an alert there at the 5090s for ASO. And I'll let you guys know if I get a decline through that level. All right. All right, setting up a little bit of an alert there. We'll keep watching around to see what can make the move. 450 on SMX seems to be the level that I was looking for some recovery. Around the 430s now, starting to catch a little bit of that dip by, right? We'll see if this one can move. There it goes towards the 460s. I really don't like it, guys. It's not much for me on this one, but SMX already getting the move there towards the 460s. We'll look to see if they can hold pullbacks now to the 450s. Nothing that I like or trading this morning, but I'll be watching it. All right, guys, smash the like. Keep throwing up those tickers in the chat. All right, traders, let's see what else we can come up with. I'm seeing VRDN in the chat by Great Scott out there. Let's take a look here. VRDN. Another biotech, of course, was making a move here. It's at the 1650s, had recovered from the $10 spot. And boy, oh boy, what happened with this company? Because that's this nasty move there. So let's take a look here. This has to be news related. It's nothing that I know of. So let me take a look here. Looks like there's some promising results that were announced. And when was this announced originally? So it looks like this was announced at 7 in the morning. No, it actually... Okay, so this is what happened. At 4 o'clock yesterday, this was announced that it was going to release the results, right? Then at 7 a.m., it actually released the results, and it got a downside move on the first side action, and then it actually made an up move on this. So I think that that's where it really gets interesting. So I think we need to kind of continue to watch to see what happens here. It's actually good news, and that was a negative type of reaction on the first pop. So this is one of those where really the price action doesn't even make sense. So to me, it's a no touch. Even though the stock is moving, it's a no touch because it's not moving off of a pattern. It's not moving off of a known kind of reaction from the results. And so for me, VRDN is a no touch, but I'll leave it alone. It's up to you guys out there. I like to understand the stock a little bit. I like to know why the stocks are moving, not just because they're moving. Do I want to trade them? Sometimes I need to see what's going on here, right? BLMZ was one of those that there's really not much news, but it is moving, right? So we'll see what happens with these. And a lot of times I take a look. What is the industry that this is in? And is that industry hot right now, right? All things to be asked. All right, looking around, guys, trying to take a look at my pre-market scanner here to see what's making a move right now. And there's really not much, guys. The best thing in the last 5 minutes, ENTO, but there's not much on that one either, guys. So it just goes to show me right now, no one has the advantage. Everyone's waiting to see what happens at the open, to see what happens today, especially as the SPY starts to climb to the 548s. We're going to continue to watch to see what happens here out the gates, but it isn't looking great, guys. On the swing trade side of things, guys, I am going to maybe take a hit here out the gates. Let's go take a look at this. I took a trade on Success this morning that I'm down big on. Probably going to lose about 300 on this out the gates here, but we'll see what happens, guys, as this is down towards the 76. I'm going to give it a couple pennies here to just see what happens. But the truth is, I probably get washed out the gates here in Success, unless there's a quick reaction back to the downside. But I don't hide from my positions where a lot of traders would, and not maybe show you this red trade this morning, right? This is on the swing account, which I've been doing really well in, so got to keep it smart, right? I have been making some profits towards $600. So if I lose 300 on this one trade, that's okay too, right? I need to go ahead and stay focused. It's okay to sometimes take hits. Another thing is, don't be afraid of like being real with your positions, right? This is a position that, yeah, I'm caught in right now, but we'll see what happens with the turn, right? Will we get a turn, or will they get some continued upside? It very much may be that I get stopped out on this Success swing, and I'll go looking to see what else I can maybe swing in the next couple of days. Like always, swing trading is all about what? Keeping the losses small, looking for the bigger swing, and we've had some really, really good results in the last week. So, hey, it's okay to take a step back. All right, guys, let's keep going. Looking for a breakdown on 6 on APLD for a short. Okay, APLD, let's go take a look at that one. All right, it's back towards 6 right now. Let's go taking a look here. I'm going to go back to the day trade account here. All right, we're seeing that little breakdown back towards 6 on that one. That's APLD, and you're in the capital markets. And one thing that you can clearly see is this thing ran into a trend line resistance. So at this point, yeah, you have some resistance towards the 650s. This looks like it wants to come back down to 550s. The only problem with me on this one is that there's just not much. I mean, it's about $1 down, right? $1 to $5. I could see it getting back to 5, maybe a maximum like 460s in one day, but there is potential there for just a quick washout out the gates back towards 550s and 525s. Then you'll see what happens if it does want to keep going from there. But if you're looking for that quick trade through 6, I mean, it's available. We'll see what happens there. APLD. It's not a bad one, Great Scott. I wish you the best, man. Not something that I would really be trading, but hey, to each his own, right? I traded Wheeler yesterday, so I can't say anything, right? That's actually going up today. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not getting in front of Wheeler today, as this looks pretty strong. What happened to Bolero? You guys remember when this Bolin stock was up there on the big jump on Friday? This thing went all the way back down to 12, back down now to 11s. That just goes how it goes, man. I'm looking today to see what happens in leisure. Leisure's staying strong right now, but it can always turn around. We'll see what happens there. And then oil names stay strong yesterday. Was watching XOM, and that was staying strong. And yeah, it is staying strong right now. This morning, we are getting a little bounce back in XOM. Of course, you're talking ExxonMobil, but this thing hasn't gone anywhere throughout pretty much the whole year, right? I mean, it did get a lift at the beginning of the year, but ever since then, it's just been kind of on a sideways retrace. We'll see what happens in oil. Nothing that makes me feel confident that this is going to start making a move. ZAP is moving? Are you kidding me, Jay? Oh, man, I thought this thing was gone, non-existent. ZAP. Oh, this thing's been on a slow stair step down. I'll tell you what, it is getting the spike, but it's a very small spike, guys. This is, what, 30% there on a stock that made an insane run, right? I honestly wouldn't touch this with a 10-foot pole, but it's to each his own. We'll see what happens there in ZAP. I just know the company and what they actually do, and that just tells me more and more this company's a nothing burger. It shouldn't even be considered an auto manufacturer. It's more of what? A scooter manufacturer. We'll see what happens there in ZAP. NNE, that's one to watch, guys. Nano nuclear, right? And so I've been waiting to see if this one would ever make the move. And now it's slowly but surely making the move. And we might have had an undercut and rally. Did we get a lot of volume? Oh, yes, we did. So now I'm looking to see this. This actually looks pretty good, guys. So this is kind of more of a swing trade there. Swing trade. And so one thing that I'll be looking at is on NNE, of course, you're talking about your kind of smaller nuclear energy. And what made a mention with smaller nuclear energies, that was Oracle. So I'll be watching this one and SMR to see if they can start getting moving. I think both of these are plays that we can continue to watch towards the end of the year. NNE, SMR, all trades to kind of watch. And I tell you what, I definitely don't want to miss these when they make the run. Of course, Trump has been said that he would push on this technology. So NNE, SMR, if you guys believe Trump is going to be president, these could be good investments moving forward, or maybe longer term swing trades. We'll see what happens there. Zappy, zap, zap, zap. You know it, Shane. You know it. We'll see what happens on that one. I'll tell you one thing. I don't trust it. But Tesla moving higher to the 220s now. And a lot of that is the SPY moving up, right? And so we just need to watch the SPY out the gates here, guys. It's just hanging up at the top end of the range. And we're going to see what happens here out the gates. Will we get the shake? Will we get some downside pressure? I think we will. The only question is, when will it come in? Right now, it's straight upside. So if you caught yourself on a swing trade to the upside, well, you're probably feeling pretty good. But it's probably pretty hard to get after that, right? Because yesterday, I mean, right around, let's say, 11 a.m. when we were wrapping up, it was looking bearish. Turn things around. All right, guys, it's 9:07, guys. We'll see what else is moving out there. No volume on that SMX. I don't like it. Penny stock land does not look good to me today, guys. It's really calm. And I don't like the calmness in penny stock land. I like it to be crazy out there, and ain't much craziness out there right now. All right, guys, we'll see what else is out there. ILI down 11% on the pre-market. Looks like there's probably some bad numbers there. I'll take a look at that, as that's actually my bank. I got to be concerned about that, but not really. I mean, it's still going to be around, but we'll see what happens there in ILI. I'll be right back, traders. I need to go ahead and get a little refresh right quick. We'll be right back with you guys. Stick around, guys. There's a lot more for you guys today. Let's see what else we can come up with. All right, traders, let's keep going after it. Let's get that money today, guys. It's a good week already, up about 600. So really trying to push it, guys. Trying to find some good trades out there. If you guys got a trade you guys want to talk about, throw it up, because today's one of those days. You know, Money Mitch is never short of ideas, but today's one of those days where it's just not that busy out there, traders. So if you guys got a trade you guys want to talk about, throw it up, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's get some more ideas in here and see what we can trade. What about the TLT? How's the TLT looking, guys? I don't look at the TLT every single day. I mean, probably should, but don't really focus on it too much. Let's take a look at the TLT. TLT trying to come back here, guys, and I think this is important to watch, guys. As I'm looking at this, and it's been a really nice setup on the TLT. I'm even thinking about taking a swing trade on this, guys. I was thinking about opening this up on Monday. I did not open it up on Monday, but that was back at 99.26. It's not like it's gone like, you know, a massive move from that. I think this could break 100 and start to really make a move back there towards, let's say, 104s, 106. So looking to see what happens here in the TLT. I'll definitely be watching it here, see if we start to make a move on the day. It's nothing that moves massively, but definitely something that could make a pop there. Get back through the 100. It just made an attempt to do that and pulled back off of that. So keeping a really close eye on this. And this could be one that it could maybe be a scalp opportunity, right? So the TLT is going to have a little bit of a spread, right? This one right now has a 1 cent spread, maybe a 2 cent spread on trade to pull. Let me see here. TLT. Yeah, 2 cent spread, right? And so this will be at least liquid if you're trying to scalp, right? So I'll be looking at the TLT, especially if it can just start getting like a trend type of move where it breaks the hourly through the 100 and starts to make a run there towards like maybe 150. It's nothing that I'm looking at like a massive move, but I don't have to worry about this going zero anytime soon when I take a big position in it. So we'll see what happens there. Izzy, what's up out there? Will the SPY continue to push higher? As I said, we'll see. Reclaiming the 548 and then holding 549. It will be looking for it. We'll see if we get a day two bullish move. That's for sure. BKYI, 500,000 in new order. We'll see what happens, man. The penny stocks just don't look good there for me today. And when I start to think that, it doesn't mean that I can't trade them, but it just means to tell me that there's not much out there today in penny stock land. And that's why, because they're focusing on the bigger stocks. And this is getting a little bit of volume. It's not bad. It's at least trading a decent amount of volume. But how much upside is there on this? It just went up there to $2 and it's just holding at 190. Just doesn't seem interesting to me today, guys, in penny stock land. But hey, if you guys want to trade those today, to each his own. Go get it. Go get it, guys. Just let me know if you guys see anything moving big there. Right now, I don't see it. Boyle, the Widowmaker trying to make a move in natural gas. All right, guys, let's take a look around. Let's see what else is moving out there. Success still down pretty big. We'll see what happens with the SPY if we start to get that uplift. NVIDIA, let's see what happens there, right? NVIDIA right now up there towards 108.10. So definitely you bought the dip yesterday. You're feeling good. I was seeing it yesterday around the 104s. I was thinking about taking the trade on NVIDIA to the long side. I didn't take the trade just based on the trade that I had in the VIXI. I didn't want to like double, triple dip in it, but it was a nice trade there. I'd probably be selling the open today. So I think that's what we might see a lot of. A quick little push, sell into, and then see the downturn come in. So a lot of what I've been doing also is not trading too much in, let's say, the 9:30 to 10:30 time. That's when I have a lot of my losses right now. If anything, my wins are later in the day towards, let's say, 10 to 11 a.m. or maybe even till 12 in the afternoon. I know that a lot of traders trade that first hour of the day. So what I'm going to be doing is, especially the first half hour, it's just trying to determine where the trend is going, right? I can still take trades in maybe penny stocks that move really early. But unless I see a massive trend out the gates, I'm going to need to be watching more than in action mode. Lately, when I've been pushing too much in the open, that's when I've been getting caught. Right at 9:30, let's say 9:35 trades, they haven't worked out for me lately. So, got to take a step back on those trades and keep getting after it. All right, let's take a look there. Siri. I'll take a look at that one. Which one is that one? that Sirius SM satellite. All right, so this is just a split, man. It didn't go to $20 immediately. This is just a reverse split. So it's having a reverse split there. So it is at $26, but eventually this probably come down right back down, guys. It's definitely splitting itself here. It was at $2, now towards the 20s. We'll see if this can actually give it a lift. It's nothing that I would be trading. I just don't like Siri overall, but hey, we'll see what happens on that one. SLXN was one that I was watching this morning to see if they would make the move. It's back down there towards the 98 cents. We'll see if this one make a move back above the $1 spot. This one's nothing that I feel too confident about, but just taking a look at it right there. It's around the 140s. Can this go back to 170s? Yes, that's maybe something to maybe look at. If you're looking at the penny stocks, this one's holding like kind of hourly pullbacks. So just something that maybe give a little move there. There's not too much there I'm seeing. All right, let's keep going, Shane. And no worries, it's okay. I would have reacted the same way if it wasn't a split. If it wasn't a split, I would have been like, whoa. Why is this up $20 here? But we'll see what happens there. Definitely seeing some stocks out there moving, but not seeing too many trends in what I'm seeing moving. I do see some cannabis stocks starting to get a lift there, and maybe that's a trend that's starting, but just something to look at. That BKYI is the latest move that is moving right now. That's at 196. So if you're looking at that BKYI, that's one that is moving. It just didn't seem like that much juice there for me, but it is moving on the day. Downside action, I see Peggy getting a little lift and Zap showing up on the scanners, but nothing that's making me like jump out of my shoes, right? So we'll see what happens on that action. Of course, I'm using a little bit of some Benzinga Pro scanners. If you guys don't have Benzinga Pro, definitely check it out. It's definitely one of the partnerships that you guys can be getting after. So smash the like out there, guys. All right, traders, almost to the open here. Lumen is a short there. Yeah, it's not a bad one. We'll keep a watch on that one. Lumen's been kind of slowly working its way higher. We'll see if it ever makes a hard down move. Not seeing too much today, guys. It's kind of a slow open here, and I think that that's something to watch for, right? What will we get out the gates is going to be very important. It's 9:17. It feels like, man, it's taking forever to get to the open today. And why? Because the market's not moving, man. In the last, since 8:45, 8:30s, let's say for real, it's only gone about 30 cents on the SPY. So looks like we got the move early on in the 8 a.m. It moved till 9 a.m. and now we've just gotten sideways action. Not much going on here as we get ready toward the open. I think that's when things will start to move faster. Apple down after an iPhone event. Not a good sign there for Apple, as they just didn't get the love, guys. And I saw the features out there for the AI. I mean, really? I can search a picture, and that's supposed to be a giant leap? Come on, man. You've been able to do this on Google's phone for now, over 2 years. So, I mean, I don't understand Apple sometimes, guys, and I don't understand consumers overall. This is why sometimes it leaves my head I'm just scratching my head, because the truth is there's no new features here, man. It's just sheeps, guys. I find it crazy how many sheeps buy Apple's products, but there's a lot of sheeps out there. So all I could say is bad for Apple out there, as of course the sheeps we'll probably go buying the new iPhone, but in China, it doesn't look like it's going to be like that, guys. I know multiple competitions are going out after China in the iPhone game, and in the iPhone game, I don't think it's going to survive in China. In China, there's a lot of different options that the people are picking up there. We'll see what happens here in Apple. Just no significant performance out of that event. I did hear some mentions from Meta, the Meta Quest. So it looks like the Meta Quest is going to come out with a Meta Quest 3S, like a smaller version, cheaper version of their Oculus 3. And this is a plus and a negative, right? At least it'll be a cheaper alternative to try to get some people in on the Oculus platform. But the truth is, in the long run, it's not as good as a goggle. So if you really want to get in on this, you probably just want the Oculus 3. You probably don't need the cheaper version. And the cheaper version isn't going to come with remotes and controls. It's going to be kind of more virtual stuff. So I don't know, man. Nothing that great that I'll be looking at. But Meta is on the radar. They do have a event at the end of the month. So maybe that can keep them up here before they really collapse. Of course, this was down there to 460s. So I don't know about Meta. It's hanging on, but by a thread. All right, guys, we'll see what else is moving out there. I'm not seeing much, man. It's just not that type of day. NNE is going to be on the radar. If I'm seeing something that's getting a lift here, it's this one, guys. And why is it getting the lift, guys? It got the lift because of Oracle's mention of nuclear. And so it's already gotten like $1 lift, right? It's about 14% in the pre-market, and it's pushing strong. So I'll be watching also SMR. Both of these should be moving up right now, and you can see it. They're moving up, right? And so now we need to see, can we get some pullback on these, or in a way that we can come after these. So right now I'm just setting up here a chart here to go after NNE and see where I could kind of get after this one. So let's take a look at NNE here. This just recovered kind of like that 9 spot there. So I could look for pullbacks closer towards the 830s. 830s seems to be an area that I could look for some pullbacks. So I'm going to send an alert right now at 840 to let me know if we start to cut down back below 830s on the high end. Let's say 950s on the spike. So I'm going to actually set the alert at 9. If this goes back through 9, I want to know also on the upside. SMR is another one to trade very similar. So I'll be watching this one to see if this one can get back into 8. Pullbacks to 750 is what makes sense for me on SMR. It's right now at the 730s. We'll see if it pulls back, or does it just take a move right towards 8? We'll see what happens there in SMR. Set an alert there at the 790s and an alert at 750s. We'll see what happens there in SMR. And there's other ones that you could probably find out there with the nuclear play, maybe some minerals that are moving off of that. But definitely NNE, it seems to me like that's an Oracle mention that got it moving. All right, NNE will be an all-day grinder after joining the Russell today. That's even better. I didn't even catch that one. So, hey, Shane, you caught something here that's very important. And I'm going to verify that. But, man, if that's the truth, NNE should be getting a nice little lift today. Yes, it is inclusion into the Russell 3000, right? And so we'll see what happens there. Not a bad little move there, already getting started. We'll keep watch out there, guys. And I'm getting an alert here. I'm just trying to see where it is. What stuck? NNE pulling back there. NNE back down towards the 930s. And it was a quick-lived 930s. So let's see if that can pull back, guys. I'm going to watch that one. I don't mind it at all. Love to see if I could get 825s. But this is pulling back, and it was a quick little 830s. It's already back there. I'll keep an eye on it towards the open here. NNE. The spread is way too wide in the pre-market, though. We'll have to wait for the market open. We'll see what happens here in NNE. All right, let's keep going, guys. Family's doing great, future. We're getting after it. SSR on BKYI might get hot to the upside. We'll see. We'll see. And that definitely can cause sometimes spikes and flips. It's a great Scott. So it's important to keep an eye out there. And the sheeps, the bad sheeps out there. We'll see how they're getting those iPhones. Definitely call me a Samsung lover, because that's what I do, man. I stay on the Samsung life. All right, guys, we'll see what else is moving out there. Not seeing too much in the penny stock land. It's just not that type of day, guys. And maybe this could change towards the open. But right now, I don't see it, guys. So IWM, though, is getting a little stronger this morning. We'll take a look to see if that can get a little lift there. SPY closer towards the 549s, and still just kind of sideways, guys. It's trying to make that push right now. So let's see what happens in the next 5 minutes towards the open here. All right, guys, of course, CPI will be the focus tomorrow. So if you're wondering what's going to change the market up, CPI can change that tomorrow. Of course, we'll be watching the CME Fed Watch tool to see what happens with the interest rates after that CPI report. All right, team. It seems like it's one of those days where don't have too many ideas towards the open. Just got to be careful. I know on the swing trade side of things, I'm going to take a hit towards the open here. It's just pushed way too much in the SPY. And because of that, I will be taking a hit. I could add and try to increase position, but I'm only increasing risk. Got to take the hits when you take them, and it's okay to lose. What it's not okay is to stay wrong. So I will be taking a hit here on the swing side of things towards the open, but it's okay. Hey, like always, guys, you got to take hits. Take them and just keep moving. Focus on what matters, risk to reward, and get the next trade. All right, guys, we'll be watching retail to see what happens in that space today. Watching XRT especially. This has been on a fade, and why? Recession concerns, guys. I've been talking about it. No one's talking about this. No one is talking about this. I'll repeat it. Everyone's talking about what? Everyone's talking about the presidency. Everyone's talking about the uncertainty. Everyone's talking about that, but they're not talking about how retail is showing this quick decline in retail. And what is this telling me? That all these names could just be falling off the tape. Even Walmart could be falling off, guys. So I'd be careful out there with retail. You're starting to see that decline. Target got a nice pop. Now coming back down. I don't feel good about any of these names. Kroger looks like it's about to drop, right? eBay, oh yeah, this looks like a nice little target to get after. We go into recession. eBay isn't going to be looking as pretty as it is right now. Track the supply up there. Carvana, I expected and already put it on the playbook to the downside. So I'll be looking to see what happens. It definitely doesn't look good out there. Ulta is coming back. Now that's one that is making its way back towards the 382s. Of course, when you get Warren on your side, you're going to have some nice push there. We'll see with sporting goods, how those do. ASO this morning, right? Wanted to take a look at that to see what would happen towards the bell. It's holding right now. Back down through 51, though. And you could get that wipeout look. We'll see what happens here in Academy Sports. 9:27 here, guys. Getting closer and closer to the bell. All right. Not yet. Future day trade. Still getting after it. My friend. I still got until what? What is it? October? It's somewhere in low October. So we'll see what happens there. If I'm able to get after it, man. So far, I've had 2 evals since I started with Trade the Pool. Both of them ending in the green, but not enough in the profits. So that just tells me that I got to keep pushing, guys. I got to keep pushing. On this one right now, at like 1160. So 1160s in the green. Not too bad, but that's not enough to get the job done. So going to keep pushing, guys. Got 600-day yesterday. Let's keep pushing, guys. Let's get it. NNE towards 871s now and holding well. That 830 pullback, short-lived, but hey, not a bad one. We'll see what happens here. I think a lot of it will depend also on Oracle. Oracle could keep going, and the mentions there is what I think is really helping NNE. Of course, it did have that Russell ad, but something tells me that they're going to be looking at it with those mentions from Oracle. Gold, how's gold doing? It's going back, guys. Gold in play. We'll see. Can they make a move today, guys? It's been kind of slowly pulling back. This is why I don't like gold a lot of the times, because it makes a move and then it just kind of hangs out for like a week or two. Then when you stop watching it, it makes a big up day. That's how it goes. That's a lot of how it goes in gold. So we'll see what happens. Here's a nice list. Good morning. Let's scout for a quick dollar, Steph. Let's get after it. All right. And the number one thing I think when scalping is that got to be willing to admit wrong and get back into the trade. But that's the hardest part, I think, of scalping. All right, guys, we're getting really close here. It's 9:30s. There it goes, guys. There it goes. There it goes. All right, let me just take a look at the swing trade account really quickly. I think I got to get hit here. Ooh, looks like there's a little pop here. Let's take a look here. Success. First reaction comes right back towards my entry here. I need to go ahead and downsize here, guys. Downsize. All right, guys, just downsize there in Success to manage the risk here. That's especially important here. So now I can go ahead and manage the risk. Bring it down towards about like 124. So if I lose here, I'll lose like 170 versus the 300. So there you guys see it. Adjusting the swing trade, and the stocks went straight down out the gates. Now need to see what happens here in the day trade side of things. Going to go day trading, set to stop in the swing, and now got to watch Success to see what's happening there. Quick pop out the gates there. That actually helped me out. Right before 9:30, we got a nice little pop there in Success. The SPY is fighting right now. It's actually going up, yet Success is going up. That's interesting. That tells me watch out for the Qs. What's going on in the Qs? We're getting a little bit of a spike right now in the Qs. Let's take a look here. Going to the 1 minute. Sorry about my charts. They're being kind of slow here. Not a good thing, but hey, little spike there in the Qs towards the 457. Right now, strength out the gates here. Let's see if things can keep going. Technology leading here. Downside, financial services. Goldman sucks. Alert. Down 1.32. Went to the 490s and rejected hard there, back to 482s. You know, who was talking about Goldman sucks this morning on the playbook, looking for a 490 rejection? And boy, oh boy, they already did it to it. So I'll be looking for this to bounce. But man, it's already down to the level that I was looking to get it to. 490s to 481s, 480s. Not a bad move there already, and Goldman sucks. JPM is another way to go at this. Financials going down fast. XLF down to 44.78. FAZ is one that I've been looking at, guys. And look at the takeoff in FAZ. That's some downside action. I'm looking for the market to turn back to the downside in a little bit here, as I'm seeing the financial services pretty heavy. That's giving me a little bit of a sign, but definitely seeing that really heavy here. JPM down to 216, and it's just washing, guys. I need some kind of bounce. Some kind of bounce. I was talking about Wells Fargo. Could it give me any kind of bounce and I'd get after it? That thing was a flush down out the gates, guys. Who flushed the toilet on the financials today? Because they're definitely down big. I'm looking for ways to get after this, but right now I don't see too many. So looking around to see what else is out there. Maybe it's in regional action that I can get after it. So looking around to see what else is. Look at the move in PNC, just gap down. So that's when you know that you're getting some downside action move, when you're getting those gap down type of moves. Definitely financial services. It's looking ugly, guys. Capital markets, Morgan Stanley down to the 97.30s, 98.25s. It's looking bloody out there, guys. Bloody indeed. Bloody in the Morgan Stanley names, and technology just slightly green. This could start to go red. There's a rejection there already, guys. Success. We'll see if that takes 29 and keeps going there. Did pull back to the 28.70s. We'll see if I got out on that one. I set the stop there right below it there, but let's see if Success can really start making a move. I can also take a look at the VIXI to see if I scalp the VIXI back to the upside. So VIXI right now looking interesting as I'm seeing the SPY start to make that down move here. I might take a quick scalp here in the VIXI just as a starter to maybe try to see if I can get this to start going back above the 13s. But looking interesting today, guys. First reaction tells me downside, but I don't want to jump too quickly, right? So I'm going to take it easy, try to be patient like I told myself. But right now, I'm seeing some downside in the market. And there's technology into the red. Now, only sector in the green is real estate. All sectors in the red. First one down was financial services. Now, basic materials getting dragged. And look at the SPY. Pop and drop right towards that resistance. Talked about it in the pre-market, and now we're getting the flush. So now we start to see what names are strong and could keep us up. Microsoft is up, guys. So if you're looking to see what stock is doing well, for some reason, Microsoft is doing really well here, guys. So there's something out there in Microsoft that's some good news. And here it is, guys. We're getting good news here from JFrog and GitHub expand partnership to deliver a single pane of glass for security copilot chat for developers. So it looks like Microsoft planning a cybersecurity summit, different things out there. Definitely seeing some news out there and big lift there in Microsoft to start the day. It's going against the market. That's the interesting part. Could still see a little bit of a lift off there and then see the downturn. Amazon doing pretty well also. So a couple of names and the bigger names actually doing pretty decent here. We'll see what happens. BKYI did get the lift there above the $2 to the 220s. Just nothing that I like really there. SMX trying to come back there. Not doing it, guys. Not doing it. We'll see what happens there. Wheeler back into the $8. That's the reason why I'm leaving that to the downside. Turn. All right, we'll see what else is out there. Turn pulling back below the $10. This was climbing in the pre-market. Now turning right back around. $10 is going to be vital. There's a big resistance at $10. Can you clear it today? I like the amount of volume that it got yesterday, but the volume's dying out today. Got to really make sure that this close holds. That's 933s. Let's take a look at the 15 minutes. You guys can see how you kind of push above that in the pre-market. Could look for pullbacks towards the 950s to hold right now, but for right now, it just got up there towards 1030s, and now it's already pulling back. It doesn't make me feel confident that it's going right back through 10. It's something to look at, but nothing that I'm feeling too confident about there. Maybe it holds this 950s and then starts to work its way back to the upside. It's one to keep an eye out as it's below the VWAP. Made a pop, but it's more about the matter that you see in that resistance on the daily. Dixie trying to make the move a little bit higher there as the SPY now just trying to chomp it around out there. Now making another down move here. We're getting some red side into the market today, guys, and it's coming in fast here. So I'm looking at the VIXI potentially going long here on the VIXI. Nvidia coming right back down here, guys. So looking to see if the VIXI can make one move towards the 1280s, and as it comes back through the 1289s and 1288s, that's what I'd get big on this and start to push towards the 13s for the upside move. We'll see what happens there in the VIXI. Right now, sideways action on the hourly, looking to see what happens in the SPY. Do we really get a dump off here, or is it just a pullback to buy? I think it's a little early to react as a dump, but you are getting a pullback to the 548. There's a spike in the VIXI towards the 1290s. So already getting that spike there towards the 1290s. Right now, I'm on the sideline, but I'm looking at it. That's for sure. All right, what are you guys looking at out there, guys? Feeling pretty? Scalp the 4-cent gain. Take that money. All right, guys, I'm seeing a lot of you guys tuning in out there on X. Yeah, definitely smash the like out there, guys. You guys know where you're at. It's live trading out there. Let's get that money. All right, definitely a little bit of a chop here. Really just watching Nvidia and the SPY, different stocks out there. SMX bouncing back there. That's probably about the only penny stock that's on my radar today, but it's really not much. Qs, I'm taking a look at that. There's a downside move towards the 455s and starting to push there. So the VIXI really looking interesting for me right now, guys. I want to see one more attempt here in the SPY to go up. That's why I'm not long the VIXI right now. So I would love to see one more attempt in the SPY. Come back towards like this 548s and then just get hammered. So let it try to trap some of the bears, because if not, right now it's just trying to trap some of the bulls. So I think it's going to wash out some of the bulls here as it pulls back. It looks ugly. Then it spikes, washes out some of the bears, and then I'll come after it. So just trying to be slower than faster to the move. Faster would mean me being long the VIXI right now, taking it at the 89s, taking it at the 85s, and looking for the push towards 13. Right now, I'm just looking to see if I can get one more attempted washout towards the 1280s, and then the move happen. There's 1291, so I could be off here, but I'm going to look for that move in the SPY. Because you're back to VWAP here on the SPY, and so you can get that VWAP bot, and it could even make a down move to like 547 80s here, and then get the spike back up. So there's the spike right there. It went to 547 77s. Now I'm going to look for a spike back towards the upside, and then see what happens when it gets to the resistance. See if it fails up at that 548 50s. Let's go, guys. Ready to make some money, ready to execute, ready to get after the day, man. In the VIXI small, playing some gold. Hey, we'll see what happens there. Palantir, nice morning profit taking, a bit of a selling. Palantir with some profit taking. Could see that happening. I mean, it was a big rip, right? So got up there to the 34s, and now this could pull back, eventually back towards 33s. So I don't see it as a bad one to maybe come after on the downside. Dell is another one that could be kind of fading off. A lot of this, I think, is going to be dependent on the SPY, right? And the Qs. We'll see what happens there. Can we get that move right back to the upside where it fails? We got the bounce there. Now, when it comes back up there, I'm going to look to see if it breaks out to the upside, or is it a fail right back down? So it'd be kind of coming towards this trend line, above this trend line, and I can start to look for green to kind of push to the upside. If it fails that, I'll look to see if we get some downside action. There it is, guys. Let's keep going. We'll look where you're at. It's trade the pool, guys. Let's go. Let's get that money today. There's the VIXI back towards the 1280s. So feeling good at least on the trade outlook right now. And the big part of that was not jumping too early. Part of me wanted to jump, I'm telling you. Part of me did. But I said, you know what? What did you say, Mitch? We do what we say and say what we do, baby. Let's go. Here's the 540s to 548.30s. Here's that trend line really coming fast into play. Now we need to take a look to see if we get a dump from these levels, right? It could still pop a little bit more. There's still about 20 cents there available to it. But after that, I want to see what happens. And so what will that be? That'll be around the 9:45 time. Big important level today, 9:45 to 10. Will we get downside dump? I'm looking for it. But the truth is, it needs to give me the sign first before I react to it. FBLG. I'll take a look at that one for you. Let's go ahead. Let's do that. All right, there's a little pop into the $3 spot. Not a bad one there. What I like about this one wasn't doing anything in the pre-market, so barely any traders were watching it, and now they're looking at it. That's what I like about this one. So Grace Scott, you were mentioning a couple of names, right? And that's the biggest thing for me. On a day where the penny stocks aren't lining up, we need to look for one that all of a sudden gets a random amount of volume, right? And a big amount of volume. This one's getting some volume, but still not an insane amount of volume, right? It's not a, oh, I was trading 20,000 shares and all of a sudden I get 100,000 shares, right? That's what I'd be looking for. VIXI just went down to that 1282s and it's right back up there. So the SPY, what's going on there? Wash right back down, guys. Wash right back down. So there's the rejection around the 548.30s, and now it's doing a double tap, double touch here at the 547.90s. Let's see if it takes it out. Right now, I'm on patience. Right now, I'm just looking at it, but we could get a takedown move in the next, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to the 5-minute here to just kind of give myself the ability of staying patient. Right? Staying patient is so important, right? So we'll see what happens here on the 5-minute candle. The next, let's say, 3 candles is going to be vital to which way we're trading today. We're still holding at the top end of the range, and that's why I'm not just betting to the downside just yet. If there is anywhere that I could bet to the downside immediately, it'd be in financials. Look at Goldman Sachs, now down to 473s. What a call out, guys. You guys know it. Your boy Money Mitch. Goldman sucks. Going down, baby. going down on today's playbook. Of course, this is why you guys got to tune in every single day. Tune in. The playbook, guys. It was right here. Like always, guys, tune in every single morning. All right, let's get back to the market here. Goldman sucks, man. JPM just rejected that VWAP. We'll see what happens there. XLF right back to the VWAP. So FAZ opportunity for me if I wanted to go ahead and go for a scalp. Scalp would be this thing back towards the upside. So I'm actually going to look for an 820 pullback. Give me an 822, 820 pullback. I can get 1,000 shares of this and see if it wants to come back towards the 834s. It's definitely more scalp opportunity, but I like it here. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to look for a wick down here towards the 820s and a recovery. So want to get in on that pullback, but looking for it here. We'll see what happens. Definitely seeing that retrace in the SPY making an up move. This is actually looking really interesting here for FAZ. Could look for Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley at the VWAP. That looks interesting. What about Wells Fargo? Yeah, Wells Fargo looks like a nice opportunity there for me. I'd like to let this go back here and attempt to go up towards the upside. 56. One more time. Up 1, up 2, up 3. Go for that breakout. Go to 56 and then fail from this one. We'll keep an eye out there on Wells Fargo. But I'm seeing the VIXI already pop there. The SPY went up there and rejected that 54.50s. Let's go, guys. Right on the key. Right on the key. So now I got to watch to see if the VIXI can start to make that push, right? So now I need to look to see if it breaks the 1290s. I can overreact and jump in right now at the 85s, but really need to see the range broken here. Once the range breaks, that's when I want to get after it. I'm feeling focused, guys, and that's why you guys see me like eyes not even looking back. Right now, I'm getting after it. I'm focusing on the action and seeing what happens here. Here's the SPY to try to make a triple top attempt here on the 1 minute. And on the 5, it'd be that kind of double topping action around the 548s. Will we make a run to 549s here? And that's why I'm not overreacting early. I got to see what happens here in the next kind of 10 minutes here. It's trying to break a move right back out there. Let's see what happens at this 548.50 spot. Or do we get a red bar right back towards 547? The battle's on right now between the Bulls and the Bears. Let's go, team. Let's go. How'd that SMR do? SMR recovering here back to the 760s. Doesn't look too bad. NNE. We'll keep an eye out on those types of names. I definitely want to watch those today, but the way that the market's moving doesn't make me feel too confident about taking a shot on these. We'll see what happens in the industrial space. Is that doing well today? 15-minute has a pullback opportunity. Right now, sectors in the green. Real estate, utilities, and defensive. Defensive area, not where we want to be seeing the strength come into, as that would show some more downside action out there. Confectioners, Hershey's, baby. Hershey's. Guys, where's the Halloween candy? Someone better be sending me some candy for this trade. Hershey's, Mondelez, somebody better send me some candy. MDLZ, guys, look at the trade out there. It seems like the Halloween trade came in early this year. I hope somebody was able to get that Halloween trade. Hershey's, look at that. Nice little move there. Also, guess what, guys? On the playbook. On the playbook. Playbook 3, guys. Playbook 3 on this one. So, hey, can you get better than that, guys? Let's see Disney is on the downside. That would make this just the overall just move, right? All 3. Are we 3 for 3 today? Let's take a look here. Disney actually up right now. We'll see if this gets the downside action move towards the later part of the day when the market rejects. This is the rejection area right here. 88.70, 88.80 area. We'll see if it comes back down through the 88. SPY right there. Rejection. Back down. Back down. She goes. There it goes, guys. There it goes. The VIXI might go for the breakout now, guys. I'm getting ready to go long. 1,000 shares here. I like the way this is looking right now, guys. I'm seeing the SPY come right back down, and now it could really crack. So let's see if it cracks here. Quick moves down to the bottom here. Are we going to get the weakness to come in here? Now we can really start to see it. I'm taking my shot there, guys. I just went long there on the VIXI, 1,000 shares, 1289s, guys, holding off the 1280s for right now. About $90 risk here on the trade right now. If I can get this to pop, I see that move towards about 1330s. So on the upside on the 15 minutes, I'm looking at resistance on 15 minutes to see where that could take me, right? So next spot there would be towards the 1317. So 1317s, 1326 is kind of the outlook right now. Can we get that to start moving through there? We'll see what happens. That's about 30 cents higher. Nice $300 potentially made here on a $100 risk. Let's see what happens. Want to see if the SPY can make that down move now and really break. So it made the attempt for the breakdown. Now we want to see it actually break down. I want to see the 455 show up for the Qs. I want to go after, if I wanted to, success, right, for the liftoff there, 2960s. I could double and triple dip on this, but the truth is, I'm just been doing so well on the VIXI. I'm going to keep playing that VIXI. Another way to play this, right, I talked about it, the financials, right, FAZ on the pullback there. It's already starting to get the little lift there. We'll see what happens on other names as they start to come down, right? So, hey, not a bad looking day today, guys. Get after it. Let's go, guys. How's Tesla? Is that red? Ooh, it's actually holding green right now. We'll see what happens there. VIXI got a little spike there towards the 1290s. Now, I want to see the spike go to the 13s if the Qs could break. The Qs attempted the breakdown. Now I want to see it hold below the VWAP and not make a quick move to the upside here. So that's where you got to be careful. If it holds the support here, doesn't close below this, it could recover at any moment. Always keep that in mind, traders. Let's see what happens here on the Qs. Is it a move through 455 or back to the 457? Keep your eyes on it, guys. Let's see what happens here. Now I'm going to the 5 minutes as we got a wick through. Wicks can be tricks, though, and it could still recover, right? So keep that in mind, guys. The battle's on right now between the SPY and the bulls and the bears. Going to be quick to this trade and see what happens if we get that downside continuation. Wheeler spiking, guys. If you like that stock, that is spiking there. SMX on the breakdown. Watching the VIXI right now, watching some tech names, right? It's all about some of the tech names. NVIDIA coming right back towards the 107. What will happen to NVIDIA today? Will it be another leg wipeout? So looking to see right now, this is an opportunity. If you're feeling like the day is going to flip to bullish, well, NVIDIA long here makes sense, right? And what I'm using it is as an indicator. If this could go red and just kind of make a quick move to 106, the market could follow it here. We'll see what happens there as the SPY's coming back on the 548s. We did get a quick move to the 547.90s. You know what the range is now, right? Now it's more just watching to see what happens within that range. VSCO giving me an alert, guys, and that's just an interesting one as I'm seeing downside action come in the Victoria's Secret today. And you guys know how I've been trying to bet that back down, and it's starting to fade. This one's a swing trade alert here, guys. So I'm going to swing this down, guys, and risk off the 2350s. Yep, 2350s, guys. So BSCO, you guys can see I lost 180 earlier today, but I like this one, guys. I'm going to go a little bit bigger on this one. I could see it filling the gap, coming back down towards 20. So it's about $2 down there. I'm going to go with 200 shares here, right out the gates here. And then I'll look to add it, maybe another 100 shares on this, but doesn't look too bad there. We'll see what happens. Risking about 200 on this. I think I can make like 400 on this trade. VSCO doesn't look too bad. Short on, swing down. Let's go. All right, back to the VIXI. VIXI is so important, guys. Got to keep a really close eye on this trade. Big sizing. When we have big sizing, we got to be careful there. Now, I need to see the Qs reject here. It's coming right back up here, so I got to be careful that we don't get just this big upside rip. So you guys see the Qs making their way back. Got to be careful here, guys. Got to be careful. It's okay to let it go if I need to. Remember, you can always get back in the trade. What you can't do is get wiped out early. All right, guys, since the Qs are moving to the upside here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to manage here, risk manage. I'm going to go ahead and risk manage down. I'm cutting down 500 shares to just take off some of the risk here, right? It takes the risk down and it manages it here. If I see a quick move on the Qs, I can add those shares back, but it's on the top end right now. I should see it on the bottom end right now, right? So let's see if the SPY can make that down move and the Qs can follow it. Right now, I had to downsize and make sure that I'm not getting caught on the risk. So, of course, I cut 3 cents there, but that's only $17, down 22, and keeping myself in a manageable situation. That's what it's all about sometimes. XOM tanking. Ooh. Got the boot, filled the gold. Let's go. Oh, man. If Kathy did buy Victoria's Secret, I would definitely short it, but we ain't going to talk about that. Wheeler with the pop to 920s. Q's popping here, guys. Q's popping here. Really getting close to cutting out of the VIXY here, guys. It's going to be all dependent on the SPY, but the SPY is just making that move back towards 548.50s. This could go to 550s today. I talked about it. We could still see some upside and then eventually the downside come in. So that's why I'm glad I downsized there in VIXY. Gave myself the opportunity for the breakdown immediately. But what happened? I got a little reversal and I stayed small enough here to stay in the trade. Now I just got to watch it to see if it holds this 80 and then starts to make its way back up towards the 1290s or a breakdown through the 1280s is the Qs and SPY breaking out. So SPY just made an up move and then rejected it again at the 548.50s. There's some resistance up there. That's for sure. Now I just got to keep a watch on the VIXY. If I still had the 1,000 shares, I would definitely feel the pressure right now. But at this point, it's really no pressure. I'll lose maybe about $100 on this trade max. I'm with that every time. Let's go. Big breakdown there in the SMX stock. So not seeing much in the penny stock land today. Looking like more like shorts out there available. We'll see what happens. SPY just rejected, so did the Qs. So it's like a choppy land out there right now, guys. So just be careful. All right, guys, it's back to the 85s. We went to the 82s, and we've had a low on the day earlier at the 80s. I'm going to go ahead and set the stop there at the 1278s and just make sure that if I need to get out, I'm getting out. Right now, it's kind of one of those situations where even if I get stop hunted, I don't want to get washed out here. That's the number one thing. So I've got to continue to watch to see what happens here in the SPY. If the Qs just break down there, that's going to be a good sign. SPY is trying to break down. SPY is leading today. I think like the Qs are lagging. So I'm watching the SPY to see if what that gives me. Why is the SPY weaker than the Qs? Because it has a lot of that financial exposure, right? That is really weak. Look at Goldman Sachs now. 470s, guys. 470s. What a move. What a move. All right, guys, taking a look at the SPY here. SPY makes a down move. Qs, will that follow? Now looking to see if we get a big candle there on the SPY. Choppy land out there, guys. So just be careful out there. Third time hitting the SPY low here. Will we break down? The rule of three coming into play now. So I'll move back up through 548.50s. I'm going to be concerned for breakout. Move back down through the 547.60s right here. And that's breakdown city. Let's go. If it does do that breakdown move here, I might add another 500 shares on my VIXY trade and then start looking to add on pullbacks closer towards 1290s. All right, we're closer towards my entry now as the VIXI comes back and the SPY looks like it wants to break. Now let's see what happens here. And once it breaks, look to see what happens in the Qs, because the Qs will have to show a hard down sign to really tell me that, yeah, you're getting it there. Look at the Qs coming down and following the SPY right now. Let's see if the SPY can break that 547.60s and go to the next level on the downside. NVIDIA would break that 107. And then I'm looking to see if Tesla can go red. Tesla's green today, and so is Microsoft. Those are names that are holding up the market right now. Literally holding it up. But if those names break, watch out, guys. Watch out. AVGO, another name that's holding up the market, right? So there are some names that are doing decent right now. Let's see if that changes here. You can see how the SPY just did the under wick there and a couple of wicks there right on the support. So there's a battle out there, right? Right now, you guys can clearly see it. Utilities and defensives, the only area in the green, but from the last hour, it's actually red. In the last hour, not much moving here. Down is energy and financial services. So that's what's dragging the market today. Wells Fargo, did that one break right back down? And look at the takedown there in Wells Fargo. Right back down to the 55.22s. This one was a good opportunity to short when I was looking at financials to get after it. I went with the VIXI trade, but definitely FAZ was a nice one too. Look at the scalp right back up there on that one. So you could have gone after that one, and XLF, the fade off the VWAP. So there was trades all around there to be made in the financial space, and it shows me more and more that I could have had that perfectly right, that the financials are starting to crack, and definitely opportunity out there. We'll see if we get the more deeper downside continuation here. I'm seeing the Qs and the SPY right around this level, and it's looking like I'm trying to get stop hunted right now. So I got to give myself a couple of pennies here on the risk side. It's definitely coming back towards the 80s there, trying to stop me out here in the VIXI. So I'm giving myself $60 of risk there. If it cuts down through the 78s, I want to be out anyways. I have 77 here. I might have to give myself 65. Yeah, it's like on the hunt right now, trying to stop out the volume right now. So I'm looking to see what happens here. And the big thing is, if the SPY was at the top end, I would not do this, but I'm expanding a little bit of risk because it's right near my entry here, and the SPY is on the downside. If the SPY makes that downside break right now, guess what's going to happen? A quick little flip here. So got to be able to risk a little bit more. And like I've talked about it, I don't mind risking a little bit more. I can risk about $100 on this. I've lost 17, so I can even risk about like 75 on this. We're definitely pressuring down, trying to stop out some traders here. And it's definitely hunting here. The only thing is the SPY. What's going to happen in the SPY? I think that's the vital thing to look at here. And the Qs are making its way back to the upside. That could do a breakout here and stop me out. VIX is really close to stopping me out. 1 penny away, guys. 1 penny away here. I'm going to give myself $80 of risk there. I gave it to the 73s just to give myself an ability. It was literally pennies away from stopping me out. So I'm giving myself the time to let the SPY play out here at 10 o'clock. And that's okay. Even if I lose, let's say 90 on this, I won't be mad. I'm just trying to stick to the profit to loss ratio here. It's trying to stay in the mentality and looking to see if the SPY can make the move. The SPY is right there. It just needs to wash. If it washes, I get a quick move right back in the VIXI. So there you guys see it. I'm setting up for the trade here. Now the only question is, what will happen? $73s will get me out, guys. So now I took it off on the stop, and I'm going to do it manually because I'm watching the stock here. I'm just doing it manually to see right here what happens. Qs are trying to break out here, guys. SPY is right off the low, so it's just a mixed battle right now, guys. There's a push back through the 1280s. If it goes back, let's say 1282s, 1284s, I can set the stop there. Battling, team, battling. Stay on it, guys. Stay focused, traders. The moment of truth is coming soon. SPY pretty heavy here, guys. SPY pretty heavy, so I'm trying to stay in it right now. SPY is still pretty heavy, man. What's going to happen here? Susie Q. $75s. Buy, makes some attempt, move down, and doesn't get it. It's the hard one right here, guys. Be careful out there. Hard reaction here, guys. The battle's on. And I'm just looking at the SPY, really. The SPY is going to determine it here. The Qs could too. If a big breakout through the 457s could be that. There's 447.65s. 547.60s. Can we get 547.50s to show up on the SPY? And it takes it. Glad I sized down. That's what kept me in the trade, right? Staying smaller and looking for the bigger move. We'll see what happens here, guys. The battle's on. There's 1280s now. That's actually a good sign there. The SPY, can it break? Can the SPY break now? That's what I'm really looking at here. Man, my internet's slow on TC. I never have these issues, and you guys see the charts all the time. So, SPY, come on. Man, slow charting today. There's a dip down, 547.50s, 547.30s. That looks good there for me on the VIXY. Now I want to see the Qs kind of play follow and the SPY not recover. So at this point, the SPY just washed out through this level. Wouldn't want it to see it recover that level. So I'm going to put a big line there. As long as it doesn't come back above that, I'm willing to add on the VIXY. And we're getting that downside action. So I want to add on the VIXY here. All right, just added on the VIXY, guys. Just stepped up to the plate now, guys, on the VIXY. I'm seeing the SPY come down here. Now I want to see the Qs just follow it here. SOXS is also a play here, guys. Off the VWAP, 2930s is not a bad outlook here for the upside action there. Could go for the swing trade too. I did get stopped out earlier. I'm going to go for another one here and see if I can win it on this next attempt. So I got to make sure I get the right stock up here. See 200 shares there. All right, just bought it there. Setting the stop back down to 29s. This is on the swing, guys. So I'm going back to the day trade account right now. VIXY, I added. Now I got to make sure that I hold to about $100 risk here and really look for the push. Big thing is the Qs break down. If the Qs break down, I'm feeling confident, guys. So the Qs just rejected there. Right now, we're looking to see that it makes sure that it breaks down through that 455.60s. 455.60, 455.50 is going to be vital to see that continued breakdown to show the weakness come in. If it comes back through, let's say 458, yeah, the bulls just shook us and the bears come right back down. So they just got to keep a really close eye on it. The SPY is still bouncing there. So got to keep a really close eye on the SPY's action as it starts to come back here. Dixie putting pressure on me right now, guys. Getting some pressure right now, guys. I might get stopped out in the VIXY. Can do maximum about $150 of risk. Right now, it's about the 1272s. If that 1272 shows up at any moment, I'm getting out. The SPY trying to recover. The Qs making an up move here. Fake out city, guys. The Qs just ripping to the upside. Watch for the SPY to follow it. But right now, not looking good here for me, guys. Got to get ready to get stopped out. Unless the Qs reverse. Not looking good here, guys. Q's trying to make an up move here, guys. And so that's what's going to probably shake me out of the VIXY right now. NVIDIA right back up. About to let go of the stop here, guys, and about to get stopped out closer towards 1272s on the VIXY. Man, what a shake here, guys. And the chop continues. Now the Qs are pulling back. The shake out there, guys. The shake is hard, man. It's hard to deal with right now. I'll tell you that for sure. The shake continues, man. The Q's now pulled back to that 457 level, which is important to see if buyers step up there. All right, down about $100 right now. If I just cut it here, really looking to see what happens. The SPY's right back down, and so the chop continues out there, guys. You just got to be careful because the Qs are trying to make the up move, and then all of a sudden it starts to chop land, right? And so that's where you got to be a little bit careful here, guys. Back above the 80s lets me drop the stop right now about 165. I have it at the 72 here, but the SPY and the Qs, man, they're just tough. The SPY is heavy, but the Qs just made a fake out to the upside and now pulling back down fast here. So that just goes to show you guys, you got to be careful out there. I'm looking to see if we can break above the 1290s, go to the 13s. Once we start to break towards the 13s, I can add on pullback. What a day, man. What a day. This is a tough day for sure, guys. Tough day. All right, stopping the stop. I canceled the stop. Now that we're back towards my entry, don't need to worry about that. Just focus on my trade. Don't need to have a stop place if I'm focusing on my trade here. I got about 1,000 shares, right? So I got to keep that in mind. Now we're back through 1290s. Exactly what I wanted to see. Now we're looking good here. Now I need to see the VWAP hold on any pullback, just in case that you get a VWAP test pullback, right? So now get through the high. The high was 1293s. So now it needs to break towards, like, let's say 13s, and on pullbacks, let's say to the 95s and 90s, I can add. Right there, you're getting that VWAP attempt here. The 85s, 86. Some traders will be adding there. I'm not adding. I'm waiting for the breakout and then looking to take another add. SPY leg down there, though. That's an actual good action there. Need to go back to the VIXY, man. My charts are just all over the place. I might actually switch charts here. Let's go to the different charting action here. I'm going to go towards what? What? TC charts are suckier than what? Then trade the pools charts. Trade the pools charts are working well for me, guys. So here, that just goes to show you guys, look at the SPY making that move down right here. You guys can see the SPY making the move. The VIXY right here on the left-hand side. SPY down there. The Qs on the bottom left corner. We can put some other names here too, guys. If you guys have any other stock you guys want me to keep a watch on, let me know out there. Success now starting to make that push there to 2960s. That's looking good. Nvidia down to 406. So feeling confident about the trades now. Got through the worry there. Now going to really start taking the shots, right? Remember I talked about it, between 10 and 11 is really when I want to be taking my shots. Now I'm getting after it, team. Let's go. Let's go. There's the 94s break. So we break in the 93s. As we start to break this, I'm giving it a second here. There's 1297s. Going to look to see if I get 13s to show up there, and any pullback into the 90s, I'll be adding another probably 1,000, if not 500 shares. I haven't determined that just yet, but there's the 1299s showing up there. Now I can go ahead back towards my entry, look for an add. I got 1288, so I might not get 1288s back, but 92s or 93s is available to it. So I'll go ahead and I'll put 92s out there for... Let's go with 1,000 shares, guys. I'll put it out there to see if I can get it. 1302s now pulling back. If I don't get no pullback fill, so be it, guys. I could add 500 shares up here at like 1310s, and then it'll push me up to like 1290s. So I don't mind that, right? So there's the push there, guys. Now I'm up about $145 on this. Could sell it right here and then look for a move back. But a lot of times VIXY loves to go and not look back. So right now I'm just riding the trend higher. Woo-hoo-hoo, the SPY. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. You know your boy. Let's go, Money Mitch. Getting after it. Let's get it, team. Let's get it. SQQQ. Look at that, man. Oh, someone hit the flush button and Goldman sucks. Oh my God. Goldman sucks, guys. Look at it. 468. Oh, God. Guys, I could have made the evaluation on this one trade. That's how good of a trade it is. What a move there by Goldman sucks, man. What a call this morning. What a move, man. Oh, man. Guys, what a move there with the Goldman sucks out there, guys. We'll see what happens, man. But pretty move there. Woo-hoo. All right, got 500 add at 592s. I'll do 500 at like 588s. On pullbacks, I'm adding, guys, but looking for this to just keep running now. If it just keeps running, it's not a bad thing. Let's go. 1305 showing up there, guys. Let's get it today, baby. What a move in that Goldman sucks. Rando said, I love this show. Yeah, man. Goldman sucks, man. Let's go. Oh man, that playbook today, guys. I need to go and retweet that. I'm going to my Twitter. It's just too good right now. Oh man. What am I gonna put out there? Goldman sucks. Let's go. What a call on this Goldman. All right, let's go, traders. Can't get better than that, guys. Sometimes we're doing pretty good here, guys. All right, guys, 1304, 1305. Got towards the 1306 here. Now is when we can get this pullback. So pullback's going to come in here. Now it's the question of, do I just want to take the 155? Some traders just like to take the money and run here. And I'm going to go to the VIXI really quickly so I can show you guys this. So some people just like to trade the money and take the money and run right now on the VIXI. You guys see the ads I have out there. So when this pulls back, I'll probably pull back this other limit, probably put one below and one above my entry, right? So a little ladder there, but definitely what a move, man. What a move today. Looking to see if the VIX can continue strong. We're going to get a little bounce here. It's kind of prudent, right? And I could take the $95 in the VIXI, but I'm looking for bigger wins. I'm talking $300 at the minimum on the wins, right? So we'll see what happens here on the pullback if I get some ads, but definitely need to kind of keep an eye out that the SPY and the Qs keep going, because the SPY led the move. Now the Qs need to kind of do the same little wipeout move. So the SPY and the Qs did a pullback move, but didn't wipe out. Now it's trying to reject this like 455.70 level. That's what I'm looking at right now. Can you do a hard rejection off of that and then just start making a move towards like 453.50s? If that happens, we got this. Let's go. So looking for conviction now, right? Conviction is a lot of times done by what? You can use moving average. You can use indicators, right? All these types of things you're looking for. And trading reversals and catching the market turns is so important, right? That's what I'm trying to teach today. And believe it or not, that's exactly what we're trading. Let's go. Let's get it, team. Let's get it, man. It's one of those days today. Whoosh, whoosh. Get that money, guys. Whoosh, whoosh. Gotta beat that market today. Let's go, team. Looking good out there, guys. We'll see if we can continue riding higher this VIXI. It's been a great day already. Regardless, awesome day on the outlook. We're going to keep battling here. Smash the like, guys. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. Let's go, guys. Let's get it. Brandon, what's up out there? Enjoying it? All right, guys, let's look around. Let's see what else is trading out there. You're seeing the Qs bounce back there, guys. So the Qs is something definitely to watch. I'd keep an eye out on that because if you get a massive move back, then that's where I just got to take the money and run. But right now, I'm seeing that downside continuation come in, looking for it to continue coming down here. And you can start to look at, like, when we start to really get these down moves, you can also take a look at the sectors. These sectors is going to be very important because there's areas to look for more weakness than others, right? Energy really weak today. But in the last hour, that's what I want to focus on. What's just leaking? Financial services, man. Look at the financial services call out. I was talking about that this could start to fall off, and no one was talking about this. They were, if anything, talking about how financials were strong. And look at the takedown there. That's going to be good area to look for continued downside. Look at Ally dropping fast there, guys. Down to the 33s. And that was down big in the pre-market and continuing down. Goldman sucks now to 467, 490 rejection today given. And look what happened. Exactly 490 rejection back towards 470s. What a move and call there. I'm a little frustrated that I don't have a position on that one, but hey, you can't get them all, right? It's just like Pokemon. You got to catch them all, but the truth is you can't. You can't catch them all, guys. So we'll see what else is out there. Trader life, you guys know where you're at. Dart trading, get it going. Let's go, team. Smash it up. Smash it up. And everybody out there, do me the favor, guys. I feel like we do too great here to help other traders to not get more traders in here. So if you guys can do me a favor, at some point today, just make a post on any social that you have about this stream and how great it really is. Not because how great of a trader I am, because that's not what I'm talking about here, but more along that we're just staying with the market, staying focused, trying to be in a great learning environment. That's what I try to do here, guys. That is 100% sure. So let's keep getting after it. Let's go, Steph. And you guys out there, let me know how you guys have been enjoying the show, right? I did see a comment earlier today that Rando's loving the show, and that's really what it's all about, guys, because at the end of the day, I do this for you guys out there. VIXI just continuing to climb here, guys. Now towards 1308 here, guys. So at this point, what am I going to do? I'm going to cancel my limits because I do want to get maybe a limit add. But at the point right now where the stock is rising and things are climbing, at this point, just got to avoid reversal. That's all I got to avoid, right? So I could add here and go for the breakout win. So at the main thing here is the Qs. The Qs haven't given me that rejection signal. If the Qs gave me the rejection signal here, then I'd jam on it. I got no problem with that. But the Qs could recover the market. So that's what I'm keeping in mind. As the SPY looks to go lower, the Qs will give a sign here, and that's going to be important. Whichever way, it's either that I keep holding on to the trade or I take the money and run. You can see I'm up 215 right now. I'm looking to see if the Qs can break down here. If they do, next run is starting to push there. There's the push there towards the 1312s now, looking really good in the VIXI. Now we're looking great, guys. As it gets above 300, that's when I can go ahead and move the stop to this level. So at some point, I'm going to make it to that I can't only kind of, let's say, get $200, but I'm looking for above 300. Once I start to get above that, I'll start to try to manage it and start to use my stop loss as a ability to make sure that I'm keeping profits. Qs breakdown right now is what I'm watching right now, guys, because whichever way this Qs go, it's going to be an important outlook for me if I'm staying in the trade or taking the money and running. Going to the 15-minute outlook here to just try to help myself and not be so focused on what's happening this second, right? So a lot of times you go into a deeper time frame to look at the resistance, see where the resistance is coming in. Next level is 1320s. At that 1320s, I will be up to $300. So that's when I start to break through the 1320s. I'm going to put the stop towards 1310s and start to grind higher in the same way that I've been going about it. I want to show you guys this trade here, right? So let's go ahead. Let's do it right here, guys. I'll show you guys it right now. Let me go to the auto here, and you guys can see it going to the 13.14s. In a second here, we should get towards 13.17s, and then I can start to put the stop at 13.10s on the pullback. Could do it at 13s and keep it about 20 cents away, but really what I want to do is make sure that I start to secure profits. Securing profits would be about $200. So I'm going to set it around 13.08 when this starts to break. 13.17s. It hit 13.16 there, so you're going to get a little pullback here. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more push into the 13.20s. Once we go to 13.30s, I'll move this stop to 13.20s, which will secure 300. This is how I did it yesterday, and really I had to give myself a pat on the back because the execution here is really what I'm trying to get after and trying to stay focused here, guys. Trying to stay driven on the charts. Let's get after it, team. 13.17s got there to the 13.17, right? So at this point, secure some cash. Right now, I'm going to secure 195. So you see there, 195 on the potential pullback gets me out at 13.07. If it does, it's okay, guys. I'll take the money and run. But this gives me the potential. I see what on the Qs right now. And I think this is very important. So the Qs now starting to bounce a little bit. Want to make sure that if the Qs come back, I take that money and run and reassess. So you see the Qs bounce there. If this was down here, let's say as a big red candle down in this space, yeah, I would be holding. I wouldn't put it towards that 13.07. Right now, I'm probably going to get hit. It's right off of it, guys. Probably going to take that money and run here. And why? Because the market's pulling back on me. And I want to make sure that I secure at least close to $200 and win here. Could it go to 300? Yes, it could. But boom, there you guys have it right there, triggered out. And it's okay because the Qs are back up above the level that I was concerned about. So I'm going to go back to the charts there. 165 up, 190 secured on the green. Not a bad trade, guys. Not a bad trade. All right, let's keep going, guys. Looking really good on the day and continuing to battle. And that's the important part, guys. It's not about making it all in one trade. And I think that's what I just saved myself on. I just took the green and ran with it. Now I need to see if the Qs can reject this level here and then come back down and make a big breakdown. But this could easily get back at VWAP. And next thing you know, you're pushing the 458. Now I'm all out, guys. Took the money and ran there. Really good management of VIXI there. I took all 500, lost 17, which took down some money, right? But that was all that managing problem where I got through it eventually, right? And I think that that's the important part here. Taking the 190, not a bad little gain to start the day. And now going to go ahead and have ability to what? To battle, right? If I stay in the trade there and it comes back to break even, I'll tell you one thing, you start getting frustrated really quickly. So not a bad trade there. Really good setup, right? Could hold there towards my break even. But the truth is, at the point where I see the Qs come back, there's no point in me fighting. If the SPY was just breaking lows like at 445, 545, yeah, I would have stayed in it. But we've gotten what? Sideways action here, not the continuation. And when I'm in the sideways action there, gotta be careful that the VIXI doesn't just completely come back, right? And so could have done the stop closer towards 13s, but wanted to make sure I had that 190 secured and took the money and ran. I've seen the VIXI make a move towards like 14 before and others. So right now, I think I just need to keep a watch on it to see what happens in the Qs. If they make a hard red candle, I can just get back in or look for different trades on the downside. All right, let's go look at the swing trades side of things. I lost on that SOXS also. So taking a pretty good hit on SOXS today, guys. I'm probably going to be it for me on the SOXS side of trades. But VSCO, that's just hanging out here. So I'm going to take a look to see if I maybe step up to the plate in Victoria's Secret today. So what I would like to see if this thing do is to bounce back and then get short this thing. So I want to add, but closer towards 23s on VSCO. If not, just let it go through the 22s today. All right, guys, that's probably it on the outlook there. Let's go back to the day trade and see what we can do. We're up 165. I do want to take another trade, but I'm also going to be prudent that the market needs to choose a direction here. Because if not, then I'm just trading the chop. So you see how the sideways chop here is actually towards the upside. So recovery. And that's why I didn't want to be in the trade. If it was on the downside break, I'd be in it. But there's the recovery already starting to happen a little bit. And that's when I just got to be careful that we're in choppy chop land and we make our way right back up. So prudent to take profits fast when you start to see the turn come to you. All right, XLF, they cracked 44.10s. I see 43s. All right, not doing too bad. Yeah, XLF, definitely weak there. Looks like a range day. Yeah, it could be, Rando. It could definitely be. Gold, man, gold. I love gold. SPY now breaking a big jump there. So happy that I took the money and ran in the VIXY. Puts me not to have to work too hard on the day. We'll see if gold can make a move today. AU is one that I like. Has pulled back in the pre-market. It was up there to 27.30s. We'll see if this bounces on the day. Victoria's Secret getting a little bounce there. If it gets closer to 23s, I definitely want to add to that later in the day, but that's on the swing trade. So I'll just alert myself if it starts going back there. 22.90s. If it gets back there, I will go back to the swing trade and step up to the plate on the sizing. All right, let's go looking around. What else is making a move today? Where's Macy's at now, guys? 14.26, guys. What a trade it would have been if I would have held it, but I can't hold 600 shares for too long. But man, 14.26 now down. I talked about how this could go to 14, eventually back down to 12s. It's heading on its way. Macy's soon becoming a JC Penney's. I see it, guys. Wheeler got the move today, man. Wheeler with the move, man. That thing was ripping, guys. What is going on with the internet today, guys? Spectrum, you're going to lose me pretty soon, man, if this is the internet I got to deal with. I'm going to my what? I'm going to my trade the pool charts. Those are working, man. These charts are struggling today. TC, I pay for this crap, man. Come on. You guys got to do better than that. Wheeler up there to 965. How's Summit doing today, guys? Summit working its way back above 19. So that's one interesting name to watch, right? It's going to be moving all around. I think it's one of those names you got to watch to see what happens in the next couple of days. It's definitely interesting. All right, guys, looking around to see if there's any news out there. And the reason why we saw that downside move, but I don't see too much out there. I definitely see a lot of action right now, back and forth. Of course, Oracle with the kind of the earnings. Is that starting to make a move back to the upside here? Yeah, it's held well, and it's held the pullback. So, of course, that could help the Qs recover. We talked about how AVGO was pretty strong. Microsoft was pretty strong. Would it stay strong? I think that's what you need to watch. If these stay strong, the names that are leading the Qs right now, well, the Qs could just ride the wave right back up. AVGO, Gilead is a good one today. Looking at the leaders in the Qs, Marvell Technology, Moderna, talked about how would that have a day two move? It's actually done pretty well. Microsoft now declining, and so I need to watch that. With Microsoft makes a hard move to 410, I think the Qs start to follow, and then I can start to short some more. So right now I'm seeing up utilities is the only sector from the open that's green. That tells me more and more that I should be betting to the downside, but I'm being careful here because of the action in the Qs, right? Until I get that downside action, really hard leak in the Qs. Right now, I'm stuck in the middle with you. Stuck in the middle. Yep, we're stuck in the middle right now, guys. It's not the bulls that have control. It's not the bears that have control on the intraday. It's the pigs. And pigs get slaughtered, guys. So I don't want to be part of the pigs out there. Smash the like. A lot of you guys tuning in on X, tuning in on YouTube. Hit the like button. Take a second if you're watching this on X. Hit that like, guys. It's been a great show. We've been calling it on to the key right now, guys. And I think at this point, it's not so much about that, but to see what the next move is, right? Because we're all waiting to see what the next move is. Is the Qs going higher? Is the Qs going lower? The Qs are what? They're kind of leading the action. The SPY led the downside, and then the Qs ramped it back up. So watching the Qs right now to see what's going to happen. If the Qs just ramp, well, guess what? I can go trade long. And that's why it's important to be in no positions right now, at least for me. Right? What does that keep me? It keeps me neutral. I could go back to the upside. It's going to depend more on what the stocks do versus what I want them to do. Big difference, right? What the stocks do versus what I want them to do. I repeated that because those are things that you need to ask yourself as a trader. You want to make improvements? Put a little sticky note by your computer that says that, right? Am I doing actions that I see versus actions that I want to see happen, right? That's what I want to be doing. I want to be trading objective of what I'm seeing right now versus what I want to happen. What I want to happen, yeah. So I'll tell you guys the truth. A lot of times I'm a big scary bear and I like the downside action because shorts have made me tons of money in the past. And maybe that's just what it is. But right now, it's going to be all determining, do you break above and below the range? Right now, we're stuck in the range. And if it's a sideways day, I'll guess what? I'll take my 165, move forward from 600 yesterday, which pushed me to like 765, pushing me closer to the $2,000 goal this week. That's what I want to accomplish, $2,000 on the upside. And the key there is, how do goals get accomplished? Good habits. We've been making good habits. Let's not ruin it, and let's stay focused. All right, guys, let's get after it. Traders, BKYI. Nice money done for the day. Cheers all. See you tomorrow. Love it. Love it. That's what it's all about. Make the money, find your trade, take that money, and run. Run like you never did before. Remember, we all trade in the pool. That's what trade the pool is about, right? You guys see it. Trade the pool, right? We all get in the pool. Question is, who's getting out of the pool with the money, right? It's like this, guys. Like, everybody is standing around the pool every single day as the market opens with a bag of money. And the bag of money, everyone as the market opens has to jump into the waters. Now the question is, who's getting out of the water with that money? And it could be not even your own money. It could be from others. The truth is, that's what trading's all about. We make money from others. We don't make money from the government. That's not what we do, guys. So think about that. We have to be competitive. We have to be in that mindset to take advantage of the opportunities when present and not be trying to make opportunities happen, because trust me, there's enough opportunity in the market. Let's get back to it. All right, guys, seeing the action out there. You can long the bottom of the range or short the top, but we probably aren't going very past the highs and the lows already set, says Rando. And I can't blame you for that outlook, Rando. If that's what we're going to have all day, well, guess what? Just won't take another trade. And I think that that's what I need to be doing more often, is having the ability to be patient, right? And showing you guys that patience pays sometimes. Patience with a P, right? We'll see what happens out there. Run, take the profits. We'll see. Let's see. How's Run doing? Itself? $17, hanging in there. How's Tesla today? Tesla pulling back to the 222s. We'll see what happens in Microsoft. Will we get some downside? It's just bouncing right now. And that tells me more and more the Qs just bouncing, right? Just bouncing. So let's go to the 15-minute outlook now. At this point, no more 5-minute charts, guys. Only 15-minute charts at this point for me. 15 or hourly. That's what I should respect. And so we're going to go to an hourly approach to take a look here at what we should be looking at, which is a deeper time frame approach to see what we're really seeing. What we're really seeing is sideways consolidation at the top after a what? A dead cat bounce period, right? So down, bouncing, trying to reject, but slowly stair stepping higher. If the trend can stay here, this trend line can stay strong, you're looking good in the Qs. When you break this, that's when the bears will come hunting. So that's what I'd be watching, guys. Back down through 454s, 455s today. Could be that breakdown. And where did we get to? We got to right around the 455s. So need to see the 454s break down to tell me that you want to break down and see that real downside capitulation. We'll see what happens there. So this is why sometimes it's going to be prudent to do what in trading. So sometimes you're going to have to do what? You're going to have to take it easy at first. And there's days where the ramp gets faster. There's days where the slowdown happens. Right now, we're seeing a brake pedal be pushed a little bit. And remember, on Friday, that was downside fast. Gas pedal, gas pedal, gas pedal. This is how trading goes a lot of the times in day trading. It's gas pedal, brake pedal, brake pedal, brake pedal, gas pedal. The best traders know when the gas pedal needs to be pressed. That's just as simple as it goes. What is capitulation? Explain. Okay, capitulation is when they finally let go, right? So we're seeing this battle, but capitulation is when you get those hard downside candles, where you get those hard washouts on the daily, right? So like when Nvidia just kind of broke from the top, and ever since then we've been on this kind of downside. I am getting an alert. I need to look at what that alert is, so let me go ahead and pay attention to it. I got an NNE for 901 break. Let's go take a look at NNE. I wanted to look at that one for a potential swing trade and look at that thing go. Let's go. I'm going to go swing trading this, guys. I'm going to be trying to take a swing trade off $8. I would love to get here $9, but man, it's lifting fast. 920s, 916s. I'm going to look for some kind of pullback to 9 here. If I can get 905 even, I would love it here. Let's go 200 shares. You know what? I'll go 300 shares. I'm going to step up to the plate. Let's see if I can get it there. 905. There you guys have it. Just got in there on the pullback. Looking for a swing trade on this one, guys. Long 300 on this, guys. Taking a bigger swing on this. NNE, I've been watching this for a while, talking about the story. Going to take a swing off the $8 spot. So that would be my risk here, guys. About $1 to risk here. Looking for the move to come back there towards 12 and 13s. So you're talking about 250 or the 13, which is 360 on the upside. So about a 2.5 risk to 1 or a 3.5 to 1 outlook. I love it. We'll see what happens there on NNE. If I wanted to, I could also take SMR at the same time, right? I could separate my money in both of these and see which one wants to really make the lift. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be looking for day trades on SMR and swing trades on NNE. Giving you guys the outlook into what I'm doing. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's see what else is out there. Does it always work on the downside or upside? No, the truth is capitulation can happen on both sides, right? So sometimes the bears can get run over, sometimes the bulls can get run over. So it's a lot of it is like when momentum is hanging towards one area where like the market was doing, right? It was like bullish, 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 bullish. And then a lot of times, what does it do? It doesn't give you a chance to join in at the top. It washes down. Why does it do those moves? Because it doesn't want to give you the opportunity to short there. It wants to go down so far that when you get the next day shorts, you get caught and then stocks kind of in between. Remember, the market is always trying to do what? It's called the max pain trade. I've heard this from my man, Dennis Dick. Got to give him a shout out. I hope he's listening in somehow, or maybe somebody gives him the insight that I talk about it with him. And ask yourself sometimes, where's the max pain in the trade? Is the max pain to the upside or to the downside? Things like this can make you look at it, right? Is when one side gives up. Rando's a good conversation adding in there, and feel free to jump in there, guys, and add conversation, because the truth is, I might not explain it as well as you guys can. So yeah, definitely looking for that give up side, right? Right now, it's not it. All right, there's NNE back to the 894s. So I could be adding a little bit more at this. If I added to this, it would be at like 850s. I'm not going to add early up here. I'm going to wait until the end of the day to see if it can end in the green, and we'll see what happens there, right, guys? That's the fun part about swing trades. You can let them work, give them a little bit of room. We'll see what happens there. 9 could also be a day trading level, right? I could day trade off of that level and look for a pop back to 925. I could look at this one lead and then SMR follow. So I can look to see if NNE goes to like 925, 930s, and then try to play SMR towards like 8. It's not a bad outlook. We'll see what happens there, guys. Right now, big levels to look at is just the Qs, guys. It's still just chomping around out there. And so this is one of those days where the market essentially hasn't gone anywhere, right? I mean, we opened at 930 at what? 456.23s. We're trading at 455.83s. So we haven't gone anywhere. We've gone what? We've gone down 0.1%. Not even a 1%, 0.1%. So we're going nowhere right now, guys. And I'm glad that I'm out of the VIXY, right? It is still trading higher. It is still trading at the 13-14s. And yeah, I could look back at this and be a little upset that I don't have it. But the truth is, it's not going anywhere. It could just trend out to the next move, right? Go to the 30s, go to the 60. But I need to see the Qs break down. I was looking for a move back down to support yesterday, and I got that, right? So at least overall in the daily, the VIX is looking good for upside attempt, right? Because we've had what? We've had one attempt to go towards this high, two attempts to go to 1389s. We could have another attempt to go to 14. So when's that going to happen? I can't guarantee it, guys. But to me, it probably happened when the Qs make that let go, that capitulation through the 454s. We'll see what happens here. The chomp is continuing. At some point later in the afternoon, you could get that capitulation move. I'm looking to see what happens, but right now, it's just chomp, 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 chomp. Microsoft is one to watch for as you start to get this decline here. Let's see if the Qs really just let go. A move to 454 would be that move, and I'd see the SPY kind of follow. You see it right around the same levels. So let's say for the SPY, that's a breakdown towards the next levels. Let's go on the hourly on the SPY. Draw the same thing that we're seeing on the Qs, right? That trend line that goes higher, and you look to see if it breaks. It's already kind of breaking towards that. The big level for me is going to be breaking these hourly lows. That's 544.77. So it could still chomp right here for it to really let go. It need to kind of cut through this level here, this 545.50s and this 544.80s. But I'm going to put it on this right here. So that's going to be a level that I'll look for downside. If it could break through that 545.40s, and the Qs go to the 454 spot. So Qs right on the low, that's going to put the VIXy near the top end, right? So the VIXy near the 1317s that we were looking at on the pullback, and could keep going. SOXS could push right back to the upside. It's going to be a little bit of a mixed battle right now. I'd keep an eye on the action out there. SMX, I talked about how the penny stocks just didn't seem to have it today, and it just didn't seem to have it. This thing just faded off, right? BKYI is a separate story. That actually did pretty well today. This is one that I did not see well, and I hope that you guys were able to nail it, right? WHLR, Def Candle, I don't know, man. I can't touch this thing with a 10-foot pole on the upside. I can do it on the downside, but I can't do it on the upside. Was able to capture gains on this yesterday, and even then, that was really risky. Looking to see if NNE can take that $9 again. We'll see. We'll keep a close eye on that, guys. 1046, guys. Not much going on here, guys. If it stays like this around like 1055, I might just call it a day. Not much going on right now, at least in the action. And sometimes that's the thing about a trader. You have to be willing to accept that if there's no action, I don't need to trade. No action, no trade. Simple as that, guys. Sometimes it's that easy. All right, guys, we'll keep watching to see what happens out there. But it's one of those days where if there is a trade to be made, I could see this NNE being one that I could trade, right? SMR, looking for that to kind of continue there. It just pulled back to the VWAP, so it gives me an opportunity here to maybe play this on the 15-minute outlook for a move to like 780s. It'd be a scalp. Right? It'd be a scout to play, right? And the truth is, with the market coming back and forth, it just doesn't make me excited to go and scalping trades right now until that range breaks. This is something that I'm really working on, is not making too many trades when I don't need to. When I need to, push that gas pedal. Right now is not the time. Q's trying to wipe out that 455. Let's see if it can do it here, guys. The bearish pressure's on. Now the question is, can it break down? If it does break fast, I could also look to short maybe like a Tesla, right? That could be an opportunity there. We'll see what happens. Microsoft is pulled back, right? It's right around the VWAP. A lot of these are going to look like VWAP longs right now. Another question is, will it start to break down? Tesla's right off of that. Bounce off the 221 and put in level back to 226, or does it just fade through the 221 and come back towards 210 today? Definitely in play both ways. Zappy zap, zappy zap. Look at that zappy zap, man. This is why I wanted to avoid zappy zap today, because It has no fundamentals. It had no business being up to where it was. It had no business being up to 18. Like literally none. I should have just literally just, these are the type of trades that you look back on and you're like, man, I should just short these bad boys and just hold on. The only problem is it's very hard. But a stock like this where the story was just, it seems like fabricated. Yeah, those are the ones that we might be able to hold on and make a big gain on the short side. Imagine if you swung trade this thing when it went up to like 16 on the move back and you were like, all right, I'm going to risk $4 here to see if it can come back down to 10 and below. Well, you could have gotten that, and you could have gotten a move to be a $13 move, right? And so you have to expand sometimes for these swing shorts and swing longs. So maybe on like Zap, right? If I need to like give it ability to move, let's say $2 or risk $2, maybe that was a risk of 50 shares. In 50 shares, if it comes down $13, trust me, it's still going to give you a nice, pretty return, right? So find what's the good mix there, and you can make trades on the downside. All right, there's NNE back to 9. I'll look for that to kind of get that push back there. Close towards 10 is an awesome close, guys. We'll see what happens there in the NNE. Victoria's Secret. We'll see if that can head lower. It's at the 2270s, 2290s, and I'll be adding on the short side. All right, let's see what else is out there, man. The SPY's is dragging. The Qs are dragging, but they don't want to break. They don't want to break. Come on, Qs. Come on, Susie Q. You're going to break down? Let's see it. Let's see it here, guys. I'm going to give it this 5 minutes here, guys. Next 5 minutes, if the Qs want to let go, it's time to do it. Are they going to flush it for the lunch? Maybe bring it back at the power hour. But right now, I can see the flush down through the lunchtime. Look at the 454s, 65 starting to come, and there's the 454 moves. Now we're starting to see that leak there. The SPY probably following that 545, 77, starting to get that leak there. Success could be a little bit of a scout move here, opportunity for me. If I wanted to take a quick trade there, Success has cost me too much lately. I don't want to be trading that though. I want to be looking at different names. I want to see if NVIDIA can break the 106 here, really start to show that weakness. Microsoft down to the 410s, and Tesla flushing through that 221 will be a good outlook there to see that downside really start to leak in here. VIXI probably already taken off there. 1322s to 1325s. Not a bad move. Eventually I wanted like the 1330s. Could have maybe got like 1310s today, but overall, it's a pretty nice move here. Let's see if the VIXI can continue to climb today and start to push towards 1350s. That could definitely happen if the Qs just completely let go. And you can see how you went below that 455, and guess what? You put a wick there. So remember, wicks can be tricks, guys. 15-minute candles are going to help you with this, to look for a close on the 15-minute candle below the 454.70s to really see the leak start to jump in there. Goldman sucks. Goldman sucks. Bouncing there. 470s, man. FAZ, not a bad outlook today. That's up there to 862s. This was on the playbook yesterday. Talked about how this looked like an opportunity when it pulled back early on in the day, when it was up here towards the 820s. Look at the breakout on that to 860s, man. What a move there. I hope somebody was able to nail FAZ. And it was on the playbook yesterday. Just yesterday, FAZ. So there it is, guys. Seeing that action, definitely the financials leading some downside action out there, and what it was looking for, man. And I find it crazy because there were so many people like hammering out in the streets how the financials were so strong, but I could see that topping coming in, and really now you're starting to see that really big leak start to happen. This gives you potential to see that leak continue. JPM. Look at where it is, guys. 203 today, guys. This is not good, guys. Not good at all. Not good at all. Man, what a day, guys. What a day. What a day, man. What a day. I gotta say, man, I should have been shorting the financials today. that would have been the like $700,000, $800,000 day, right? I mean, Wells Fargo on that pop back towards the 56. What a trade that was available to us. We watched this one as it was up there at 56. Look where it's at now, 54.36, just falling off the tape, guys. Should have been going after these guys, that's for sure. I was seeing PNC gap down on the chart, and that told me something too. It was doing a gap down. I was like, holy moly, gap down on this. And look at that, the fade, even in the regional banks, really getting hit. They're just getting destroyed today, guys. Regional, global banks down 2.6%, and some of these down really big, guys. There you guys have it. Bank of America. What's up with Bank of America? JP Morgan's down 7%, guys. 7%. Man, not a bad one there, guys. Definitely seeing the downside come in today, guys. So I'm glad at least I was putting that out there that it could really break down, and that's exactly what we're seeing it right now. See what happens. There's Bank of America down to 38.76. So big breakdown today. The red is in today, guys. Definitely downside action coming in today. What a move. What a move. 914s now on NNE, so not a bad little trade there. 915 starting to recover that $9. So SMR looks interesting there as it starts to move out of the VWAP. We'll look to see if that makes a move up there towards 8 today. That's the level that I'd see there on the 15-minute. It goes towards $8 today. Doesn't seem too bad. It's still 30 cents higher. We'll see what happens on that outlook. How's the Qs doing now? Did we break down and actually hold? It just doesn't want to hold there, guys. The fake out to the downside happened towards the 454.50s. Now it's right back towards 455.20s. So just be careful out there, guys, not to get caught too much in the chop. We'll see what happens out there, guys. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. You guys see the trades. And normally I take like 20, 30 tickets. Guys, today, what? 4 tickets. That's it. 4 tickets, making me that 165. I made about 600 yesterday, a little bit over that, really. And now adding to it, hey, up about 765 on the week. Going to continue to battle, trying to get to the 2K, and just going to keep it moving. Don't need to push the gas pedal on a day where the brake pedal seems to be the move. Like always, guys, when you're trying to catch reversals and trying to catch the market turning points, what we want to see is that real capitulation start to happen on the hourlies and the dailies, not the intraday charts, the bigger ones, right? Look at those daily charts to see what happens there. I wish you guys the best of luck and have a great end to your trading day. Keep battling out there. I see a lot of you guys joining in on Twitter on a day like today where you're getting that downside. Tune in every single day here, guys. We start this up at 8:30 and go all the way to 11. Take a look at the watch list. I give you guys the playbook. The playbook absolutely killing it today, guys. We'll continue to watch to see what happens there. And like always, we got the sunrise report that gives you guys information on what stocks are moving and why they're moving. I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Smash the like, guys. You guys know where you're at. It's Trade the Pool. And we're going to continue battling here, learning new habits, improving on bad ones, and trying to get after it and get after those evaluations. I wish you the best of luck on your evaluation. Get that money. Who's getting funded? Find out right here. Trade the Pool.